Several months ago, various governments across the globe revealed that a great number of highly unusual meteors were likely to impact with the world. Many believe that these strange objects were in fact pieces of dark matter. Regardless, the end result was the same. Panic, rioting, looting swept across the globe, and you, like everyone else, feared for your lives and waited with anxious hearts for the world's government to find a solution. In the end, technology and innovation failed, and the shards began their descent in what has become known as the Black Rain. The apocalypse never materialized, however. All the chaos, all the attempts at survival, were irrelevant. In the end, the shards fell relatively harmlessly to the earth, becoming little more than a curiosity and an object of media speculation. It is in light of these events that you and your friends have gathered at the Blue Phoenix Bar in Manhattan to have a drink to celebrate surviving the end of the world. Lawrence, as you return to the table that your friends are sitting at, leaving the bar behind, you take in the scene before you. The Blue Phoenix Bar, you're used to this place. Your friends come here all the time. It's reasonably well maintained, a good, established place. In the corner, a TV idly chatters. A reporter documenting some riot in Times Square. You pass the other few individuals who are here as well, making your way back to the table where your friends chat loudly.
Yeah, with that, Thomas would be looking at the TV, and he would take a swig of his beer, and he'd be like, I'm glad I'm not stuck in that shit.
So yeah, I assume I was at the bar getting shots, so I passed out shots to everybody at the table. Like, drink up, boys.
Hey, thanks, Lawrence. You owed me one. I'll catch you on the next time, bud.
Definitely sure of that. Wink.
Maybe the next one, you know. You owe me anyways. But yeah. World's going to shit. Hey, Thomas. What's going on? Shit falling from the sky? People thinking the world's gonna end? It's all the chemtrails, man. Just the government.
Well, if it's not computers, killing us, God knows what it is. But you know how people are. They always expecting something.
Well, if it was computers trying to take over the world, we know our nerd buddy over here, Lawrence, would take care of that, eh?
I try. I don't know anything about taking over the world, though.
Yeah, Thomas, as you're looking at the TV, glancing over it from time to time, you would see the beautiful reporter kind of just talking at the bottom. It says, riots in Times Square, riots across the East Coast. What does this mean? And this reporter, Nancy Beckham, is speaking into a microphone, chatting about you can see the signs behind her, people shouting and yelling, end of the world, the apocalypse is near, the end is now, all these different things. And she is just speaking about the riots along the East Coast and how it's in response, supposedly, to the president's most recent actions. And you see kind of in the background behind her, one of these large kind of monolithic black shards that she constantly glances over at and looks back at the camera from time to time. Eventually, the channel switches to a sports channel. You can see basketball on the screen, people playing. The barkeeper kind of just shaking his head. The news, not necessarily very interesting to some people, so he changes it to something else.
Oh, time you put something good on, bartender.
He would just kind of just give you a nod before he goes back to handing out, beers and drinks.
So, Jessica, what's good, pretty mama? It's been a while. How you been?
I'm fine, just trying to get by. Doing my work as usual.
Behaving now?
She kind of gives you this side eye. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah, Thomas would take like one of his drinks and push it towards Jessica and be like, "Come on, it's time to drink up."
She pushes it back. Goes, "I'm fine."
And as she's pushing it back, Jack ends up grabbing it and just like, yeah, we don't need her getting into this stuff. Let me take care of it. And shoots it back. Oh, that's good.
The door to the bar opens, and a cab driver walks in off the streets, kind of just muttering under his breath, complaining bitterly. Can't people just be happy the world didn't end? I mean, honestly, people rioting all over the East, that's ridiculous. And he just walks over and sits down at the bar.
People be happy. That's a good one. Everyone's going to find a reason to bitch, don't you think, guys? World ending, government. It's always something. We're all just a bunch of miserable pricks.
That's what happens when you live in a big ass city like this one.
Fair enough. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you guys are here, and I'll hold up another shot. And I'm glad the world didn't end. Cheers to that.
I'll drink to that. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, at least today. Who knows about tomorrow?
As you guys are throwing back your shots, one of the barmaids would actually walk over, a girl called Rose, and she would kind of smile shyly at each of you before kind of stopping on the opposite side of the table from you. She looks at you, Jack, and how are you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you in here, Jack.
Do I recognize her, or just
yeah, you would know her. You guys frequent this place pretty often. She's a regular worker here.
Well, I'm a whole lot better now that you're here.
And she would just kind of blush as you said this, and kind of scrape her foot on the ground and look at you. Look, I don't know, but I was just wondering if maybe you would help me out tonight. I mean, with everything going on and all the riots and everything, I need somebody to help me walk home. I mean, it doesn't feel safe, you know? And it's getting dark. You can see the sun kind of setting in the distance.
I'd give everyone at the table like a knowing smile and be like, it would be my personal honor to make sure that you make it home safely, little lady. Ooh. Give him a kick underneath the table.
And she just kind of nods and smiles. Oh, I mean, I get off in about an hour, so if you don't mind sticking around till then, I mean, I don't have a problem, buying all of you a drink.
Well, if you're going to twist my arm, I guess I'll stick around here for another couple drinks.
And she would just kind of nod and look over to the bar and kind of like, hold up like 4 fingers to get you guys all a drink. She's, standing you guys around basically.
Yep. We'll be here.
So a little time passes, and the owner of the bar, Mr. Simons, will walk over and kind of look at you, Lawrence, and Jessica. I mean, both of you work here occasionally too. This is kind of like a side job for you. And look at the two of you. Look, I'm sorry I need to ask, but would either of you be willing to like stay and work an extra shift tonight? I mean, just have some extra hands behind the counter. Things are a little bit tight right now and tense. Would that be all right with you, or?
Fine by me. I don't got much going on. The world didn't end, so I got plenty of my calendars open.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and I'm willing to pay you guys overtime for staying, if that's okay with both of you.
I really can't. I have this project that I have to get finished, and I need to keep working on it. And she taps away on her laptop.
And he would just kind of nod. Then he'd look at you, Jack. Well, I mean, if she won't stay, then look, if you'll stay and help people keep a little bit of a level head, watch the bar, provide a little bit more muscle tonight, I'll clear your tab.
I mean, I'll watch the bar from this side. This is at least my 4th. I'm pretty pickled if I'm going to be honest with you, but you want muscle, I'm the man to talk to. He
just kind of gives you his lips press into a very tight line. He just nods yeah. Yeah, if you'll stay, I'll clear your tab. Just just keep an eye on people, make sure nothing too bad happens. It should be pretty simple. Everybody make me a cunning perception check, difficulty 1.
Oh shit! Rules are here now.
Juice, like something there.
Yeah, just put in the chat how many successes you get. Difficulty 1.
So low is good, right? Or is it high that we want?
No, so take
High is
your
what we
cunning,
want. Yeah.
and then look at your perception. Your perception will determine the difficulty of the roll.
Yeah.
So for you, it'll be 5+.
Yeah. And I roll 3 dice because 2 plus the 1 base, correct?
Yep. Perfect.
All right, 1 success.
Okay, perfect. So you guys all notice this in time, and you're able to get out of the way. I want you guys all to narrate how you get out of the way of this. Maybe one of you looks over, or a couple of you look over. You hear shouts coming from the sidewalk, and you see a police cruiser barreling straight towards the bar's front window. It is not stopping, and it is coming at the bar at least 50, 55 miles an hour. How do you guys get out of the way in time?
Thomas would grab Lawrence. Imagine she's like right next to me, and he would pull her back and jump off to the side.
Yeah, I imagine I would just like roll behind the bar because I figured that'd probably be the most sturdy area. And I'll shout like look out, everybody.
I'll like jump over the table and kind of like tackle roll Jessica away from her laptop, and then just like put her behind me as the car comes ripping through the bar and like just narrowly misses us.
And I guess I'm just a damsel in distress being saved by this big burly man.
I mean, maybe Jessica tackles across me and saves me. Let's flip these stereotypes.
Can you say macho? Macho much? Yeah, no, so regardless, you all get out of the way, just barely, as this police cruiser comes slamming through the front window, glass flying everywhere, bits of the brick outside and coming streaking in through the window too. And as this police cruiser crashes into the bar, coming to a stop, the front window of this cruiser breaks as a policeman dressed in full uniform is thrown through it, across the bar, sliding and coming to the other side before falling off. Coming like slamming into like a table or something. Everybody else seems to have been able to get out of the way, though there are some cuts and some other people had pretty close calls.
I'd look to Thomas instantly and be like, "What the hell's going on? You know who that is?"
I have no idea, but I'm about to go find out. And he would run to the cruiser and open the door and see if the officers are in.
Yeah, when you open the doors, you pull it open, you see that there was only one person driving. The one who was thrown through the window. But in the back seat is another figure, a body, bloodied. He obviously wasn't wearing his seatbelt, and his head is just like cracked open. You can see gray something leaking out of a crack in his skull. You know that this person in the back is definitely dead. And if you turned and looked at the police officer lying on the floor, you would see that he is covered in blood as well. His body bleeding from several deep lacerations. At a glance, he appears like he is probably dead too, but you won't know until you check.
Gotcha. Yeah, he would take his fingers and put them on his neck, see if he can get like a pulse.
From the officer on the ground?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So go ahead and make me a reason medicine check, difficulty 1.
So, quick question. If my reason is 3, does that mean I roll 3 dice?
You roll 4 because you add 1 to whatever it is.
All right. I have to roll a 6 to make a success, I imagine, right? If I got one in medicine.
Let me see. Where are you, Thomas? Yeah, if you have one medicine, you need to get 6s to succeed.
Okay, I got no successes.
Okay. Yeah, you can't really tell. He looks like he's dead. But I don't know. How do you go about it that you just can't figure it out if you can't be sure?
Maybe he's like new. He's a officer. He don't really know much about this whole paramedic stuff. So he would check him, and he's not sure. He would let him know. But if I think he's dead, can I like reach for his gun and just take it?
Yeah, you could easily just pull his handgun out of its holster. Just make sure that, it is not like able to be taken by anybody else. You could pull it away easily.
Gotcha.
I don't think anybody would question you either, because I'm sure people know that you're an officer.
Yeah, he would do that, and then he would grab the officer and like try to put him in a table, see if anybody can help him out.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. At this point, I want everybody to make me a conviction resolve check, difficulty 2.
So I guess we're just gonna settle our check then and moseying it. No, we're gonna stay here and do this stuff. Okay, cool.
Conviction resolve. Okay.
Yeah, Thomas would probably be like, "Screw the Chad. Like, either we should help these people out or get the hell out of here."
All right, looking like 1 success for me, Ty.
Okay. So 2 people, 1 successes, 0 successes. How about you, Thomas?
I got 1 success.
Okay. All of you are pretty shaken by what has just happened. Blood is pooling across the floor. Adrenaline is just thundering in your ears. This police cruiser is just still with sirens, just still going. And it's just chaos. People are like backing away, just like, holy crap, what just happened? As you call for somebody who like might be able to help you, just ask them like, hey, does anybody know anything about this? About medicine? Nobody moves towards you.
So Jack, being actually a firefighter as his occupation, he's going to be looking around to make sure that, obviously he's not really that good at medicine either, but just to see if anybody else is endangered or got ran over, and then also if the car is in threat of blowing up or something, because I imagine being a firefighter he would kind of know that.
So you're checking to see if the car has any chance of blowing up?
Yeah, or if anybody else is like hurt besides the cop and the dead guy.
Okay. Make me let's do a cunning perception check then. Difficulty 1.
Oh boy.
For you.
All right, let's smash it out. Oh, I got, holy jeez, 3 successes.
Okay. This car, you guys kind of got lucky. The fuel hose did not break off at the bottom. It's not leaking gasoline or anything. It's not even on fire. It's just a really, really banged up, smashed up cruiser. You see that several of the wheels are broken and popped. You're not driving this out anytime soon. But the car is not in danger of exploding.
All right.
With him checking this, could I get in the cruiser and like use the little radio talk, see if he can call for backup or see what's going on near the area?
Yeah, you could easily sit down in the car after he clears it for you.
And he would also report the officer that's in danger.
Yeah, as you sit down into the car, maybe a cunning perception 2. Difficulty 2.
I got no successes.
Okay, nothing stands out to you. You don't notice anything as you sit down in the cop's car. Yeah, but you can pick up the radio, and it is it's kind of staticky right now, like it's broken, but several smacks to the radio make it so you can start hearing sounds, though they're a little bit broken up. As you lift it, what are you trying to say? You're trying to call for backup?
Pretty much call for backup, tell him that, an officer, crashed through the bar and he's hurt and,
Yeah. You would hear something strange on the other end. One cop is actually yelling for backup too. You hear him shouting, "He won't stay down! He won't stay down! I repeat, he won't stay down!" And you hear gunshots. and screams as it sounds like people are running and screaming and yelling. And you hear this cop pull out. You hear him start shooting because it's very, very loud compared to the other gunshots. But then you hear him start to scream, and it sounds like something yelling on the other end. Him yelling, "Ah!"
Yeah, he would probably drop the radio, and he would be like, "There's something really wrong going on here."
I'll kind of be leaning over the car now too, listening in, just like, what the fuck's going on, Thomas?
I have no clue, but we need to be careful, or maybe barricade or something. Maybe there's looters. I don't know what's going on.
Someone call 911. Anyone have a cell phone? I'll call to like, this officer needs help.
Amongst the din and confusion, Mr. Simons shouts for people to calm themselves down, and that the ambulance and the police have been notified. You see he's putting away a cell phone. Just as the bar seems to be settling down, your attention is drawn to the officer who was thrown from the car, who's now lying on this table. With a sickening, tearing sound, he begins to move, twitching and convulsing on the table itself. A moment later, he lets out a sharp, almost distorted cry of pain, and then rises to his feet, his arms still broken and his body still lacerated in multiple places. Despite his injuries, however, he is quite clearly breathing.
Hey man, you need to sit down. You just were in a bad car crash. Start to approach him, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, Thomas would be like, "Take it easy, man. You were in a crash."
I put my hand on Jack's shoulder. I'm like, be careful. This seems kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Jessica, who has been Snapchatting this event.
Corey?
Oh, he's gone. Hashtag no filter.
Hashtag no filter. Now we can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then she like sees him get up. Oh my gosh, the officer's okay. We thought he was dead.
So as you approach Jack, the officer's breathing heavily. You see his shoulders rising and falling with each of these heavy, wet breaths. He ceases to twitch and convulse and turns to face you abruptly. You note immediately that his eyes seem different. The pupils seem to have grown to eclipse the rest of his eyes, turning them into inky black pools. It reminds you on some primal level of a shark, and every instinct screams of imminent danger. A heartbeat later, he shrieks and lunges at you, tackling you, or trying to tackle you. So this is going to be an attack. So I'm going to need you to make a... Okay, so you can either attack him back to try and shove him away from you. You can try to evade, or you can... Let me see, what is the other option?
The other option is like do nothing, and you count as like one success, I think.
Yeah, you can attack him back, evade, or do nothing.
All right, so in terms of Jack, he's a pretty big, muscular, athletic type. So I would like to, and he also used to be an ex-football player, so maybe like do that thing where the guy kind of tackles into me, and I'll just push his momentum and like shove him behind me. I don't really know what that would turn into, but I guess that's an attack back or a defense.
Yeah, let's say attack back, because you're saying you're pushing him and shoving him away from you at the same time.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make me a. It was going to be a body athletics, I believe it is.
Oh boy, that's my ballpark.
I believe it's body athletics, or is it prowess athletics?
You check it out.
Body fight or prowess melee, whichever you prefer.
Sorry, say again. You kind of cut out on me there. Body fight.
Body fight or prowess melee.
Okay, and in terms of difference, I'm just gonna. My body's better. Got a nice body apparently, so I'm gonna roll that. And I need. Let's see what I got here. Yikes! All that, and I still only got 2 successes.
You got 2 successes?
Yeah.
Okay, he beats you. He lunges towards you, maybe catching you off guard, grabbing you and slamming you to the ground before he leans back and chomps his teeth down onto your shoulder, tearing away a chunk of flesh.
You're like, oh, what the fuck?
So
what's wrong with you, man?
You're going to take, so that is Damage is 2. And then the way that works is it's against your body, I believe, right?
Oh, but I got a nice body.
Okay, so I believe you take a mauled wound, which means you take one wound, one injured wound and one mauled wound, because he got up to mauled on damage for you.
So I take 1 wound and 1 mauled?
You take 1 injured and 1 mauled.
1 injured. All I see is light, wounded, and then mauled. So
Light. What the heck?
unless I'm missing something, my character sheet says light, vitality, wounded, vitality, and mauled vitality.
That is very weird.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
I guess they probably meant injured, mauled, and critical is what I'm assuming. So put 1 in the light and 1 in the wounded.
Whoa, that sounds good.
As his teeth yeah, so as his teeth rip away a chunk of flesh out of your shoulder and he pins you to the floor. We are now officially in initiative. So go ahead and everybody make me an initiative roll.
I'm gonna yell for Thomas to shoot this motherfucker. Clearly seeing something's like not wrong. How do I roll initiative, Ty?
Yeah, what's initiative?
Yeah, and I'm kind of sad they didn't include that in there. That's something I forgot to look up.
I think I've seen it somewhere, but now I
Like
forget.
I mentioned it, but they don't ever tell you what it is. I remember having to look it up before.
It's in there near the beginning. I just don't remember what it is.
It's cunning perception against a difficulty of 0.
Okay. Got it. Oh shit! I accidentally rolled. Oh well, that works. That's 2 successes for me. Nice.
Cunning and what?
Cunning perception.
Yep.
And don't forget, 6s explode.
Oh, 6s explode? That would have been so different. You might not have been able to bite me then. Can I wreck on that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me that 6 again then, because if you get another success, that means you tie. And you
I got another 6.
Oh, roll again, because you might beat him then.
And then I got a 1.
Okay, so you guys tie then.
So he doesn't bite me?
Yeah, he doesn't bite you. You guys lock arms, and he's kind of like snapping at your face as you're holding him back. Okay. So 2, 2, 1.
I've actually rolled so many 6s already. I forgot that I was exploding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 6s already so far.
Yeah, that's important to remember that 6s explode.
Yeah.
Okay, so pool is determined by this. So we've got first going Thomas, and then we have Jack, followed
Jack
by
and Jess, yeah.
Jessica, followed by Lawrence, followed by Officer. The officer got 1 success also. So the way combat works is if you are attacked or you attack someone, there is an effect called tagging, which means that you are moved to their slot in the initiative. So basically, Jack, since you chose to attack him back, your initiative is basically. Oh, I messed that up then. Somebody just type something in chat. Your initiative is basically after his because you attacked back. Because he tagged you.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
That sounds spicy.
So, Thomas, it is your turn.
Shoot him! Shoot him! This guy's fucking crazy!
Yeah, Thomas is gonna probably freaking the fuck out, but he's gonna run like close enough to shoot him, but not close enough where he can reach him, and he's gonna shoot him in the head.
Okay. So ranged attacks are made using, if I can find it. Okay. Ranged attacks are used, I believe it's prowess and then marksmanship.
Sounds right.
That would make sense.
Yeah, let's go prowess marksmanship. And then okay, so he's going to take evade then, which makes it, let me see what's his check for evade, which is prowess athletics. So you're going to roll against him. So prowess marksmanship for you against him.
I got 2 successes.
And he got none. So you hit him, definitely. And then handguns do... Oh, also, rate of fire. So a handgun has a rate of fire of... Let's just say this one you got from this cop is 3. That means you can add 2 more d6s to your roll to reach the max range of fire of 3 from your 1 to fire multiple pieces of ammunition at this guy. Just so you're aware of that. But since if you only want to fire 1 shot, that's fine too.
And Ty, just because I have it in front of me, just to help you out, I don't know if you know, but the range attack says if they don't respond with a range attack, it's an automatic 1 success also.
Yeah, so you got 4 successes on him then. He responded with an evade and terribly missed. I'm trying to find out if multiple successes mean you do more damage, but I don't think they do. I think you just do your damage, which is 3. Yeah, okay. So so you do 3 points of damage to him. Where do you hit him?
Just aiming for the head.
Okay. So he takes, that means he's going to take a injured, a wound, an injured, a mauled, and a critical. Not a critical, whatever the other one is.
It actually says they do. It says range weapons inflict a set damage based on the weapon in question, receive bonus damage from additional successes, just like in close combat.
Oh, okay. So it's 6 then. You got 7 successes then. I mean, 7 damage. So that would be, wow, that's an insta kill. You kill him immediately. Because you reached all the way up to critical. And if you get a critical, I mean, deadly. If you reach deadly, it's like an insta kill, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, you kill him outright. What does it look like?
Probably has like 2 holes in his head, like one going through the cheek, the other one going through like his temple.
Yeah, he just, you basically, you cap him. And his body immediately just goes limp. And he lets go of you, Jack, and collapses to the floor.
Yeah, then after this, Thomas would probably start pacing around. He'd be like, fuck, because he just shot, an officer.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit, dude, you just fucking shot a cop. You're a cop and you shot another cop. What the fuck? I told you this was fucked. This is fucked. This is fucked.
He'd probably be like, don't remind me, man.
Jack's just like covered in blood, just kind of like heavy breathing as the thing just tried to like chomp into him, just also not really saying anything. Would look over to Jessica.
Yeah, she looks shocked and horrified, and kind of like tucks the pulls the camera back down after she just recorded this dude just ghosting this guy. And then she kind of like, after hearing the recordings or whatever, looks at her Snap stories to see what is happening to everyone else in the world that she knows.
You know she's proficient in Snapchat, so that's like a lot of successes.
She's using that knowledge, yo.
As you scroll through that feed, one thing you'd see, one of your friends is like super activist, right? So she was at Times Square. And you see a video, she's like recording events. You see a line of police officers kind of like standing to make sure that, nothing happens. People don't like do anything too crazy. And then you hear screams and shouts as one person just like starts like attacking another person. Somebody kind of rising up out of the ground, basically biting somebody else. They start screaming and running. And you see them running towards the officers trying to get away because they're kind of backed up inside of Times Square. And the officers, one of them panics and starts shooting, and the other starts shooting as well. And then next thing you know, you see your friend kind of turning and running the opposite direction, kind of like looking back still, taking a picture, as people who are shot start to like snap and then stand up. And the officers are just like, and they just start shooting at them again, even more, as they just kind of get swarmed. And then you see the cars kind of like swerving off the road, slamming into buildings. It's just chaos at Times Square.
Jess, what's going on?
Oh my God, it's like some 28 days later shit going on out there. It's not just him. Like there's people like fucking going crazy. And he would like kind of like point the phone and like show you.
We got to get out of here. We need to get to the police department.
How's
go.
your wound looking up?
My wound, I was actually able to block it since my dice exploded. So I'm good. He was close, but he didn't get me.
Mr. Simons would kind of like step up, like, okay, like let's calm down, everybody. Hold on. Thomas here just shot a cop. He can't go anywhere. That's like a hit and run, isn't it? Right? And he kind of like looks at you.
He would probably look back at him and be like, "Look, we're getting the fuck out of here. You deal with this shit."
He's
This
like,
man's an officer of the law, Mr. Simons. I think he knows the appropriate legal actions to take after shooting another cop.
He would look at Jack and then he'd look back at the guy. He'd be like, "It was self-defense. You saw that, right?"
Yeah, we need to find out what's going on. Look, Jess's Snapchat's blowing up. There's people going crazy. Everyone needs to get to their house, lock their doors. We'll take care of this. Come on, guys. We got to get out of here. Everyone, go home now. Get going.
other people are kind of like looking at you and then look back at the officer on the ground. They're just like, Rose is just like standing there, and she just loses it. You just shot a cop.
Rose, honey, I'm gonna need you to listen to me. Shit is going crazy.
She starts to get hysterical. You just shot a cop.
Can I use my panache to calm this lady down?
You can try and calm her down with a passion panache check.
Yeah, that's what I like to see, baby.
Difficulty 2.
Rose baby. Unfortunately, I don't have very much panache. Jackson, unfortunately, pretty ugly. But I rolled a 6, and that blows up, right?
Yeah, it explodes.
All right, so here goes again. Another 6. What the hell?
Okay, it explodes again. Go ahead and roll again.
And then a 5, which isn't a success. So
okay, yeah, you get 2 successes. You kind of talk her down, start calming her down, and you are right, Thomas. There would probably be that in the back if you want to try and open the back of the trunk. That would be a. You can try and bust it open with a body athletics difficulty 3, or you can try and pick the lock with a prowess crafts difficulty 2.
What was the body one? I was body and what else?
Body athletics difficulty 3. Don't forget, you guys can also use drama points to make an action dramatic. It gives you one. I believe it's 1 additional dice. Or is it 1 instant success?
I think it's 1 additional dice you were saying, and it lowers
difficulty by 1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I'll do that, and then I'll shoot the trunk pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Body athletics difficulty 3. Unless are you going to use a dramatic then?
Yeah.
So take an extra dice and lower your difficulty by 1.
All right, I got 3 successes with that then.
Yeah, that's perfect. You kind of like step back, shoot the lock on the trunk, and then kind of kick it open, and it just pops. And you see a shotgun in the back seat, a pump action shotgun. There's a box of 12 shells sitting next to it.
Gotcha. He would grab that and he would look at Jack and he'd be like, "Here," and he would toss him the shotgun and then give him the box of shells.
Jack would kind of catch it almost like not clumsily, but shocked. When he was growing up, it was his dream to become a cop, but he wasn't smart enough to pass the police academy, so he had to be a firefighter. So he has the shotgun. He looks like he's gonna say, "Are you sure?" But then he realizes that he's not gonna say that because he has the shotgun. So then he loads a couple shells in it and just. All right.
Yeah. And then he would take his handgun and give it to Lawrence, and he'd be like, "I need to take a break from this because he's still shaking from shooting the cop."
Yeah.
I reluctantly take it. I'm like, okay. Mr. Smith, I'm gonna have to pass on that extra shift. I'm gonna go do this. Yeah, bye. And I walk out.
Yeah, as you guys turn to leave, though, you hear screams coming from behind you. Other people in the bar kind of backing up away from the door. 2 bloodied figures stumble through the shattered glass into the bar itself. I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative again.
Oh, damn. Double initiative. All right. Sorry, remind me. Cunning and... No. Cunning? Cunning perception?
Dude, you got me, man. I believe it's cunning perception difficulty 0.
All right. All right.
I'm a newbie at this system too, man.
Yeah. We all working through it. It's going well. I got 1 success.
Yeah, cunning perception difficulty 0. 1, 2, oh. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3. What'd you? Okay, 2. So it's gonna go. Say. As these homie 1 and homie 2, as they wander in, Lawrence, who you recognize one of these people? Who is it?
Maybe Steve, one of the kind of the drunks that hangs at this bar most nights. So someone I've dealt with a little bit, but don't really like that much.
Steve. Okay. Steve is one of them.
Fuck
And
that
then
guy.
the other one is we're just gonna say that it's looks like some sort of
You
businessman.
too.
He's wearing a suit. None of you guys recognize him, but he's wearing like a nice suit that's kind of been torn. His tie looks like it's tightened around his neck, as if that's where whatever got him grabbed him. And there's like a pit basically over his heart where he's been shot. Okay, so these two stumble into the bar. Jessica, you are first. Roll to Instagram this.
No, so Jessica's, that's fine. I don't need a fucking gun, assholes. And she looks at the ground. She sees a broken leg from the table that the car ran into, and it's like kind of sharp where it's been broken. So she picks it up and charges at them, like kicking off of like a chair to gain some height, and tries to stab it in this thing's head. I'm gonna use a drama point here.
So you're gonna try and pick up like an improvised weapon, like a broken leg chair or something?
Yeah.
So first, go ahead and roll me a.
It's a body fight.
Roll me a cunning perception then to find an improvised weapon.
God, you're fucking killing me.
Difficulty 1.
Cunning perception. Oh shit. 0.
Nothing. Okay. Yeah, you dig around.
We're in a bar that car just ran through, and I can't just have a fucking stick.
You know what? I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna agree with you. It says that you're supposed to make a check if they do this. I'm gonna say that you just find something. I don't think it'd be that hard. I mean, there's several broken tables.
I pick up a chair. I don't give a fuck what it is.
You got a light improvised weapon. It's a chair leg.
Oh yeah, it lowers the need for the success by 1, right?
Say what?
So then 3 successes.
Wait, what did you use to make your attack?
Body fight.
Okay, body fight, perfect. Yeah, okay, so you got how many successes?
3.
Against, and it's gonna attack you back. It got 0. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna do let me see, what does the B do again? Oh, it's body only. That means body only. Okay, cool. So that means you do if you got 3 successes, that's 3 points of damage with this weapon. Not enough to kill it, but where do you hit it? What does it look like? Because you get all the way up to a mauled.
Gotcha. Yeah, so she misses the head, and it kind of like stabs into like the collarbone down into the chest. So now she's like right next to it, exposed.
Yeah, Steve responded with an attack of his own. So, and keep in mind, if you guys attack Steve again and tag him again, if he chooses to try and respond, he gets 1 instant failure. Like he loses 1 of his dice for responding again with multiple tags. So that's it for Jessica. Then up to Thomas.
Do I have to roll if I want to grab a chair and hit him with it?
No, I just say you could pick up a chair. That'd be like a large improvised weapon.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's gonna do that. He's gonna grab the chair and run at Steve and try to break it over his head.
Okay. Go ahead. Body fight, or the other one was like prowess melee, I think.
That's correct.
Okay.
What happens if I roll sixes, by the way?
You got to roll them again because you get one success, then you roll it again because it explodes.
Ooh, I got 3 successes.
Perfect.
And the
and
first
then
2 rolls were 6, which is kind of funny.
yeah, Steve's gonna respond with trying to attack you back, but he loses 1 dice, so it would be a miracle. Yeah, he loses. He fails. He only got 1 success. Okay, yeah. So you hit him. You just crack this chair over him. You got 3 successes, so 4 points of damage, which gets him all the way up to. Yeah, so he's hurting. He's like stumbling around. He's got like a chair leg sticking out of his chest. Like his neck is kind of like awkwardly like kind of to the side now as you snap something in his back. And he is not looking good. Lawrence.
So these people, like, I mean, they look like obviously fucked up, right? Because I feel like
yeah.
Lawrence is like, why are we fighting, and like, why are we not running away? Because this is, as I said before, fucked.
Well, make me a cunning perception check to find out why you're not running away right now. Difficulty 2.
Just the one.
Just 1?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't necessarily see what's going on outside the shop, but you hear the screams.
If I shoot, I mean, do I have a clean shot at fucking Steve, or are there people in the way?
Not at Steve, but at the businessman you probably do. There's 2 of your friends are standing next to Steve.
Okay, then I'll if we're doing this, we'll do it. I'm gonna maneuver myself to shoot the businessman, and as try to minimize as many so like other people aren't the crossfire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could easily like slide across the bar and onto the other side and get a lined up shot pretty easily. And I guess Steve, I mean the businessman will take won't do anything. He's not going to try and roll against you. So just go ahead and roll and see how much damage you do.
And this is what, prowess plus marksman?
This is prowess marksman, yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, I just rolled 3 6s.
Did you really? Dang, dude. Explode them. Go ahead.
I rolled 2 more 6s.
Oh my goodness. That's 5 successes.
Oh, business Steve is going to be fucked up.
5 successes plus this 1 automatic success if you use ranged against a person who doesn't
do anything to try and dodge or anything. Yeah. So that's 6 successes then. That is, I believe hunting guns do 6 points of damage. So plus 5 additional, that's 11. That's an insta kill. Highly insta killed. Narrate it.
Okay, so I imagine Lawrence probably hasn't shot a ton. Like, I know I have a little bit of marksman experience on my character sheet, so I'm assuming he's at least been around the block. So I imagine he's kind of like points and it's like shoots, and this goes straight right between his eyes, and he's like falls backwards, dead. And I'm like, oh shit! I just fuck, and I just kind of freak out a little bit.
You're on mute, Ty.
Yeah, you put a bullet right between his eyes as he kind of is turning to attack one of your friends, just dropping him immediately, bam, capping him as he falls to the ground, in his fine suit now all rumpled and covered in blood. Is that it for you?
Yeah. How many bullets does the gun hold? Or
so
would
this
I
is the
even know
gun.
that?
This is the gun that he picked up off the officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so that's the second shot that's been made with it. There's 1 more bullet in the clip, but he had an extra clip on him. Okay, Jack. You see the businessman drop. Sorry, yeah, magazine. Your turn.
All right. So seeing my buddies just beat into Steve, who is actually a good buddy of Jack's, good drinking buddy. And Lawrence just fires off a shot and blasts Business Steve in the face. And I'm just like, oh, not you too, Steve. Come on, man. Snap out of it. And then obviously he's kind of like all feral and just messed up, right?
Yeah, he's doesn't even seem to hear you. His eyes are the same inky black pools as the officer.
Is there like a bit of intelligence to it, or is there just like completely feral?
Roll me. Let me see. What would I say this would be? Maybe like a
reason perception.
Yeah, let's say reason perception. That's a good call. Let's do reason perception.
Okay. We're looking at just one success.
Okay. You've seen zombie movies.
Yeah. Okay.
You've seen The Walking Dead's really big right now. So you know the mindless zombie. These don't quite feel mindless.
Tell me these aren't the 28 weeks later zombies that just sprint and are just machines. I'm just like, damn it, Steve. And then I'm not going to waste a shotgun bullet. I'm just going to turn the shotgun and just butt him in the face with a butt end and smashes because he's beat up.
Make it light improvised.
Light improvised? All right.
Or small improvised weapon, I believe it's called.
All right. So that's, is that, sorry, melee or can I use fight?
You can use body fight to do that.
So that's 5 dice, and I'm hitting for, let's see, 2 6s. Gonna roll 2 more. So I'm looking at for a body fight. 1, 2, 3 successes with a butt end smash.
Okay, and he'll try and respond again. He loses another dice because this is his third time being tagged this round. How many successes did you get? 3?
3, I believe. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Okay, that's double 6s for him.
Oh, come on, Steve.
That's another 6.
We drink every Thursday, man.
That's a 5. He got 4 successes, surprisingly. So he beats you, actually. You run up to go and like slam the shotgun into his forehead, and he kind of stumbles and runs into you, falling on you and pushing you to the floor before he gets like a bit like his like thick long fingernails. He's his hobo basically, like who gets drinking money from like people who take pity on him.
He's just in a rough spot right now.
He's in a real rough spot right now. His long fingernails kind of scrape and dig across your neck. 6s are automatic successes because that's the highest you need to roll ever. So you got 4 successes. That's 1 over you, and he's gonna do that's 5 points of damage to you. Oh no, because your successes cancel his. So that's just 2 points of damage to you then. So that gets you 1 in injured and 1 in wounded.
Take it back. Steve's an asshole.
Yeah, as he scrapes you across the neck. And top of the order, Jessica.
Get this hobo son of a bitch off me.
I guess, is the stick still like in his like chest?
I'd say it pulled free as he like stumbles past you. Like you could pull it out.
Yeah, she's gonna pick that up and try and like baseball swing him off of there. So it's a body fight. Ooh, killing it right now. 3 successes.
How do you kill him?
So she goes to try and like hit him in the body to like knock him off, and she just happens to get lucky, and it goes high and just clips him in the back of the head, and it just like takes off a chunk of the skull, and then he just like falls limp on top of Jack.
Yeah, just his nasty booze breath and just dirty beard just fall on your face, Jack.
I'm just kind of like roll him off me. I'm swearing profusely because he scratched me. Just like in a panic. Like, oh God, do you guys need to cut my arm off? Fuck, tell me we don't need to cut my arm off. Am I okay? My eyes, look at my eyes.
as you kind of turn to look at him, him being all dramatic about this. I mean, it is zombies, I guess. So you never know. You kind of turn to look at him, and then you hear the screams again. People start to back away from the door. I mean, they were kind of coming up to see what you guys had done again, but they all start backing away. And as you turn and look, you see a mass of bodies moving through the streets. Probably about 15, 16 of them branching off towards your building as they hear the screams and the shouting. They start to pull themselves through the windows, climbing into this bar, this establishment, as you back away. What do you guys do? As you're backing away, Mr. Simons is trying to like run with you, and one of them grabs him and tears his throat out with its teeth.
Shit, we should try to find like a back entrance or something. Get out of here before we're next.
Like, did I drive here?
You'd have to break and push your way through the 15 of these things.
Oh, fuck.
Is there a fucking back entrance to this thing?
I parked in the back, of course. Who parks in the front?
As you kind of look back, I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. You see the window where the fire escape is.
Over there, the fire escape. Let's go.
Wait a minute. We're on the ground floor and there's a fire escape?
It's sorry, not a fire escape, a fire door. Like the back door that, you know, if you open, the alarm goes off and starts to ring.
Make it rain. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, Thomas is gonna break like a chair and take like a chair leg, just, you know.
Yeah, do I know if are there any weapons in the bar?
If you want to take time to try and get them, there are rumors that Mr. Simons used to have a shotgun behind the bar. But that might be a little bit desperate.
What about the old little knife that they use to cut up their lemons and limes? Little shank. That should be sitting right in the bar.
Yeah, there'd be like a little knife on the other edge of the bar where he cuts up the limes and lemons. You could easily snatch up.
Grab that. Is Jessica good at shooting guns?
Yeah, decent enough.
I'm a pretty big dummy, so I'd give it to you if you think you're better than me.
Oh yeah, so Jessica just takes the gun from you then.
Shotgun, the big shotgun. Here you go.
He's like, look, I've had more experience with this kind of stuff, okay?
Jack, you're misunderstanding. It's not a here you go. It's I'm taking this.
Yeah. And it's like, whatever. I never got into the police academy for a reason.
Okay, you take the shotgun from him. I guess maybe handing him the chair leg or something. And yeah, you see the fire door. For a desperate moment, you manage to free yourselves from the press of bodies, pushing away as less fortunate individuals than you are bitten and grabbed and pulled to the ground, having basically just being torn to shreds. You see a young boy at the fire door. He had the same thought as you. He looks at you guys and kind of like beckons you over and like pushes the door open, the alarm going off as he does so. And he opens the only single viable means of escape. So what is your guys' plan? What are you guys planning to do?
I imagine that like I've obviously never been to New York City, but I imagine that people just don't like park on the streets. So is there like a parking garage that would be that reasonable where like I parked and we're gonna get to my car and get to the police station? More guns. That sounds good. That's kind of what I'm saying, if that makes sense.
When you step out into the alleyway and you look at the streets, you see, I mean, you're in New York, Manhattan. Traffic on the road has come to a complete standstill. People are abandoning their cars.
Yeah. I'm just a small city boy, okay? So I don't understand your Manhattan traffic, but yeah, I get it.
How close are we to any of our like houses or anything? Like where do we live in relation to the bar?
All of your apartments are viably within the distance of this place. You could get to any single one of your apartments from here easily.
I want to know how any of us can afford an apartment in Manhattan based on me being a part-time bartender. We have a firefighter, a cop, and then a Snapchat girl. So good for us, I guess.
She gets 100 legs at least every pick.
Yeah, I was a criminal previously, so I just got mad money.
The youth, he runs to the apartment building right next to where this bar is. It's kind of the lowest level of a series of like like shops stacked on top of each other. You can go up the stairs in the back, and he kind of jumps up and grabs like the ladder and climbs up onto the fire escape, making his way to the rooftops.
I think this kid has the right idea. How will we roll to try to replicate what the kid did? It's like, do we have to jump up there and get there, or it's like literally we just like reach up and pull ourselves up?
Yeah, after him, he'd see you guys kind of like starting to follow him, and he'd kind of like click the hand, like there's like a little bar that kind of holds these fire escapes up. He kind of smacks it to the side, kind of unhinging it so it falls down next to you guys, and then just runs off.
All right. Is that what we're going with? Everybody climbing up, dropping
I think
ourselves
that's
off in the
real.
building?
I think that's a really stupid idea. She says, fucking holding the shotgun. Like, if we go up there and those things come after us, where the fuck are we going to go? I'm not jumping off the goddamn roof.
You got a better idea then?
The streets are swarming at this point, by the way.
I'm up the ladder. I'm not gonna stay on the street with this shit.
Ladies first. I'd like to
Fuck.
Jessica.
And so, she like, I guess, holds the shotgun and climbs up somewhat slowly with it and reluctantly.
Yeah, Thomas would be like, "Come on, Jeff, you go next."
Yeah, I'm climbing up.
And when I climb up, can I pull the ladder up and like lock it so that way they can't climb up?
Yeah, you could easily pull back up and lock it in place. Yeah, so you pull the ladder back up behind you, lock it down, and so what's the plan then? You guys try to get to one of your guys' apartments. What's the plan?
I imagine that Thomas might have another gun at his apartment. Guns seem pretty effective against these things. Thomas, you got another gun at your place?
I have my handgun.
All right.
Thomas, you would actually know that you also have a rifle back at your house.
Even better.
You guys making your way to Thomas's apartment then?
Yeah, that sounds like a rifle. Sounds like a good time.
Okay, so if that's the case then, I want everybody to make me a prowess stealth check, difficulty 1.
What happens if you don't have any skills on stuff?
Then that means if you don't have any skill in something, then what you can do is make it dramatic, and it will lower it down to a difficulty of just 6+.
Gotcha. I'll do that then.
Just 6+.
If you make stealth dramatic, is that like you do in the cartoons where you do the really exaggerated sneaking motion?
No. It's like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
Surprisingly, I got 1 success.
Okay, cool. So that's 3. So did you succeed then, Scott?
That's 5 successes. I am the knight.
My goodness. My goodness. Okay, yeah, you guys are just the stealthiest cats in town. As you make your way across this building, down the next fire escape over into like an isolated alleyway, you guys kind of travel through these different alleyways, getting through the streets, avoiding notice until you arrive at Thomas's apartment building. The front door is unmanned. There's no doorman there. You guys could just book it up the stairs or take the elevator to your floor. Which floor would you say you live on, Thomas?
To be an asshole, I would say the last floor.
The very top? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you live on floor 12. So that is either 12 flights of stairs or an elevator if you want to try and trust the elevator.
I would ask them to see if they want to go up the stairs or the elevator.
Oh yeah, we taking the stairs.
Yeah, Jack's running like directly behind Jessica.
Yeah, let's go up the stairs, guys. I've seen enough movies to know that we don't want to get trapped in these elevators.
Okay, so the stairs then?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. If that's the case, everybody make me a body athletics check. Difficulty 2.
Gonna ask the ex-football quarterback champion of Yale.
Cool it. Nice roll.
I rolled 3 2s and 2 1s. My college days are past.
Yeah, it's all the beer. Yeah, you guys are just like hoofing it up. Just Thomas from his police academy training is just doing fine. What about you, Lawrence? 1. Okay, Jack is doing the worst of everybody. He's like, yeah, man, like he's always brings up any chance he can of saying that he was a rookie for Yale. As he's kind of he starts to fall behind as his years of binge drinking get to him.
Anyone got a smoke? I'm out of breath here.
Eventually, you guys reach the 12th floor. After much huffing and puffing, there are still screams out on the streets, but most eerily, it has seemed to have died down at least a little bit. Take that as you will. You get to his apartment. You can easily open the door and go inside.
Yeah, Thomas would like run to his room and like open his gun cabinet. Other than a rifle, what else would I have?
Okay, so go ahead, everybody, just to dig through all the crap in his apartment. Make me cunning perception checks, difficulty 1.
Let's see here. I'm rocking a solid 3 success.
Okay. Okay, so you guys find as you go through this apartment a hunting rifle with, let's just say, 10 bullets, 2 clips or 2 magazines of ammunition for the handguns that you guys have. So each of these magazines holds, let me figure out how many shots. Each of these magazines holds 6 shots.
Can I get a fire axe? Maybe there's like an emergency fire axe outside the door.
You saw one coming up the stairs. You didn't think of it then. If you want to go back later, you can. But you find a baseball bat in here.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
You guys find a medical kit, a hunting knife, and one additional 9mm pistol with a full clip with a full magazine inside of it.
I'll take the bat and hunting knife. I'm gonna dual wield those two. I got a feat in dual wielding.
Do you really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, because there are these things in here called specializations that you can take for your character. But I was surprised if anybody started with one because it basically makes it so rolling is easier.
No, I'm good. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I know you are. Troll.
Yeah, Thomas would definitely grab the rifle, and since Jack doesn't have a gun now, he would give him the pistol. But could I go out in the balcony and take a look down and see what I see?
Yeah, for sure. You could walk up to the window overlooking the street and look down. What you would see are many cars. Some of them tried to like go onto the sidewalk to like get off the street and get around things. Some of them just crashed into the back end of other cars. People are still running by down in the streets below, though they are much more sparse now. And you see shambling figures kind of moving through the streets. Yeah, you guys found 2 additional magazines and 1 pistol with a magazine already in it.
So we're rocking is that 4 guns then? So everyone can have a gun? 2 pistols.
Yeah, you got a shotgun. You got a shotgun, 3 pistols, and a rifle.
All right. I'll take a pistol if someone doesn't mind. I'll offer up the hunting knife though. And I'm gonna keep the bat.
Okay.
I'll take the knife as well. So I have the gun, 2 magazines, the 3 bullets I had in my previous magazine, and then I'll take the knife as well. Unless someone else wants it.
Yeah. So for the moment, everything seems mildly quiet. I'm guessing you shut and bolted the door, putting the chain on the door itself.
Yeah, he would definitely close. But what chances that Thomas could go and like turn on the TV or anything on the news?
Yeah, you can flip on the TV and the news. What it would actually be is just like the picture of like a camera kind of lying on its side on the ground. People walking past it, shambling figures covered in blood, just kind of moving past it into the street. Same black inky eyes.
I'm gonna suggest we maybe cover the window so no one can see in. Like if push a cabinet in front of it or whatever, just and maybe turn off the lights or some of the lights in the main room so we're not like obviously home. I mean we're pretty high up, but I don't really want to deal with any of that nonsense down there.
Yeah, Thomas would probably help you like push a dresser and stuff.
Yeah, you move a dresser over in front of the door, setting it up, blocking, barricading it. And for the first time since this whole ordeal started, you feel mildly safe and secure. You take a moment to kind of piece together this nightmare that's unfolding around you. And the odd silence you have is dispelled with the sound of one of your cell phones ringing.
It's mine.
Okay. Yeah, you put who is it? Who's calling you?
My mom.
Okay. So your mom, let's say she lives in Pennsylvania. She is calling you, and as you answer the phone, oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. Jack, where are you? What's happening? Are you okay?
Hey, Mom. Yeah, we're just at Thomas's apartment. Things got a little out of hand right now, but we're good. We're safe. What's going on over there? Everything all right?
I'm looking at the news right now. Something is happening in Manhattan.
Yeah.
One of the riots went out of control. Something about people not dying. What is going on? What are you okay? Are you and your friends all right?
Yeah, it's a little crazy, but we're fine. I don't know what's going on.
Thomas, you need to get out of there.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea, Mom.
No, you don't understand. They're barricading off the island.
That's bad news. I'd look at the rest of the group who's probably like watching me and just like, all right, all right, don't worry. Probably not going to be able to get a hold of me for a while, but I'll do my best to get in contact with you. We're going to be fine. Don't worry. We got this.
Okay. If you can, they're talking about the moving in the military police as well, getting them to help. I don't know. Just make your way. I don't. They say that the north end of the island is still okay for the most part.
Now, where are we in terms of it, Ty?
So you guys are kind of like in upstate Manhattan, maybe like 8 or 9 blocks, 10 blocks away, hoofing it. And these are New York blocks. They're way big.
Yeah. Don't worry, okay? Got this. Thomas is a cop. I've been through some stuff too, so we'll get through it. I'll talk to you soon. Don't worry about me.
And you'd hear her like sobbing on the other end of the line.
Hey,
be careful, Jack.
I told you not to worry about me. Don't worry. I got this.
And she would just kind of take a couple deep breaths. I love you. Be safe.
Love you too, Mom.
And she wouldn't hang up. She'd wait for you to hang up.
No, you hang up first. I'm just gonna hang up.
Okay.
All right, guys. Apparently they're blocking off Manhattan. We need to get the fuck out of here. We got to get to the north. The military is being called in. We don't want to be trapped in here. We're sitting ducks. We need to get moving.
Damn, dog, you were like talking about chemtrails like 20 minutes ago. You want to go trust the military?
Yeah. Well,
maybe we should try to find a boat and get the hell out of the island.
I don't trust the military, but I do trust the guns that they have.
Touche.
We could go through the subway.
Dude, you want to step down into the subway tunnels? Are you kidding me?
I mean, sure.
I don't know.
I mean, we could get a train and fucking ride that shit out of here.
Every movie that I've ever watched in a zombie apocalypse that happens in the subway, it's just fucking rainbows and sunshine down there. It's a great idea, Jess.
Yes, that's where they go for safety. Do we have any? Are there any flashlights or anything in the house or apartment?
Yeah, I'd say you can find 2. One big heavy duty one and one kind of just small handheld one.
Is there like a fire escape out the window or
yeah, I mean, and you guys are on the very top floor, so it has to have a fire escape as a window. You could go up onto the roof or go all the way back down to the streets.
All right.
Is there any alcohol?
Yeah, just look in the cabinet.
Is there any smokes?
Well, I don't smoke, but I don't know if one of you guys
Jess, you still smoke?
Yeah.
I need one.
And
right
so
now.
she's gonna go into the kitchen and grab a knife and then go and cut like some fabric off of like the bed sheet, you know, without asking, obviously. She'll find something to use, like a stick, something like that. She has to break a fucking chair, whatever. She does what she wants, and then douses the kind of makes like a makeshift torch. Yep, there you go. And then grabs the alcohol bottle. So she has like the stick and like the alcohol with her for later.
Yeah, sure. You can make yourself a makeshift torch very quickly. The rags aren't doused in kerosene, so they're going to burn a little bit quicker than if you were to cover them in the right stuff. But I mean,
she's not going to light it right now. She just like has it and the alcohol like readied essentially.
Yeah, that's perfect.
How much of a backtrack is that fire axe?
Down 4 floors.
All right. I kind of want the fire axe. I'm a fireman after all. Seems right.
You hear a piercing shriek. Somewhere nearby are infected, and from the sounds of the panic screaming which follow, there are survivors as well. Repeated gunshots ring out, and it's obvious that someone is fighting for their lives close by.
maybe we should help them. The more guns, the better.
In the apartment or outside?
Somewhere on their floor.
Oh, perfect. Are we being heroes today, guys? I'd look to Thomas, who's obviously the cop. So you're making the calls here right now.
Well, I don't want to be the leader, but I mean, I figure if we can get some people to help us, it might be okay. It just depends if we want to take a chance or not.
Well, give me a hand here, and I'm already like shoving into the cabinet to push it out the way of the stairs and like trying to open the door.
Good.
The screaming of the girl ends, but the gunshots do not.
That sounds good. I'm already like pushing open the cabinet though, trying to get into the hallway.
Yeah, you could easily just toss the dresser aside and open the door.
Gunshots, which direction?
Yeah, as you peek out and kind of look, you would see one of the doors that you passed earlier has kind of been broken in to your left.
All right, whoever has a shotgun, I'm gonna like tell them to come up with me, and I got like my pistol, and I'm kind of like sliding my back across up to the doorway.
All right, I'm with you.
All right, if something fucking comes out, you blow it away.
Yeah, Thomas would be right behind with the rifle.
All right, and I'm gonna like kind of come up to the door and like it's fully ajar.
Yeah, it's fully ajar.
Gonna peek in,
and you see 4 infected moving towards a man with a gun at the other end of a living room. There's a dead woman at his feet who is bled out from her throat.
And then okay, so that's I would relay that as quick as I can and just tell me and Jess to go in there and start popping off, shooting the place up.
Yeah, no, we bail. I'm like, no, we don't go. We get the fuck
I'm
out
already
of here.
going. I'm gonna start. Doof, 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 doof.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'll let you make one surprise round attack before we roll initiative. So go ahead and make an attack with your pistol. That
I
is
can fire 3.
prowess marksmanship. Yes, you can fire rate of fire 3, so you can add 2d6s to it.
All right, 2 more d6s. Shit. What do I need to? Come on, 6s. I got 2 6s, and sorry, it's marksmanship, so I hit on 5s. So 2 6s, and that's it so far. Roll 2 more d6s though, and that's another 6, and then roll another one. So 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay, the one you shoot at doesn't respond, so you get 1 additional success to that. So what'd you get?
So 3 natural, and then whatever you add onto it.
So that would be 1 more, so 4,
Okay.
because it doesn't respond to you. So you do, that's 9 points of damage as you fire 3 bullets into this thing, killing it instantly. Where do you hit it?
The first couple of shots are like not kill shots. They kind of hit it in the back, and then they all turn at me and like are in that like predator stance. And then I just fire another in the shoulder, and then I'm just starting to cuss. And then finally, as the one starts to move forward, I shoot it square in the head, and it drops down as like black kind of blood's coming out of its skull.
Yeah, just the front of its head explodes, and the man who's standing there heavily wounded with his pistol firing into them just kind of looks at you. His eyes go wide.
Just shotgun! Sorry.
Before he raises his pistol, take another shot. Everybody go ahead and roll me initiative. Cunning perception.
It's kind of weird. Like, I guess you know your character sheet more a bit, but it's kind of like hard tracking it down. Like, what's your successes and how many dice you roll?
6 successes. My goodness. Okay. And then there's the lit 0. Okay. So we've got Jessica, followed by Jack, followed by Thomas, followed by Zomboy 1, Zomboy 2, Zomboy 3, and then okay. And then that would be followed by the Wounded Man. And finally, at the very end of the order, Lawrence. Jessica.
She's gonna call Jack a fucking idiot. And I'm gonna use a drama point to try and take one of them out. Hold on, I got a spinner. Oh, okay, well, that was a 1. That was rough, but 2.
Okay.
Oh wait, 3. Sorry, my bad. I forgot to lower it by 1. 3.
Gonna try to evade. 2 successes. So you beat him by 1. So you do 5 points of damage to him, which will be enough to insta-kill him.
Worst shotgunner ever, he says, as I instantly kill him. Just gah! And the head's gone. Blood everywhere. All over the wall. And the dude who's dying. In fact, the blood is just covering him now and all of his wounds. What could go wrong?
Yeah, Zomboy 3 goes down. Okay. Next up then is Jack.
All right. So what I want to do, they're all looking at me now, right? Or are they still focused on the guy?
One of them turns and looks at you. The other one keeps going towards the guy.
All right. I already fired. Can I fire again? Sorry. So when I choose to fire more, I'm expending shots, right? So I technically fired 3 shots.
Yeah, you have 3 shots left.
So I have 3 shots left. I would like to spend a drama point 2, and bust off some more. So that
Okay,
would be
so it'll be prowess +1, +2 for rate of fire, +1 for drama points. You get 7 dice
okay.
against your prowess marksmanship.
Okay. And since I use the dice, I now hit on 4s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my god. That's the worst possible thing that ever happened to me. Wow. So 1 success.
1 success.
I rolled
Okay.
4 2s and 3 1s, and then 1 6.
Well, let's see if it can evade this. And the zomboys suck. That's 1, 2, 2, and 3. So you hit.
Second zomboy.
So I actually have been messing up on handgun damage. It only does 3 damage per shot. So go ahead and you do 3. Doesn't kill it, but it hurts it quite a bit.
Does that count the auto success from him not meleeing back?
Oh, okay. So he doesn't die though. He just goes up to like I don't remember what the next equivalent of heavily wounded is though.
I think
You have to
it's
get
mauled.
Yeah, so you have to get him all the way up to deadly with 1 attack to kill him immediately.
Okay.
Okay, so you heavily wound him, and he kind of just like as he turns and looks at you, just kind of stumbles against the shot. Anything else?
Can I do anything else?
Besides say anything, I don't think so. I think combat is just basically like a lot of like tagging and going back and forth with attacks.
Yes, more shotgunning. More shotgunning.
Thomas,
So, how many are left?
there are 2.
Good. Yeah. I think he's probably. I don't want to do that. Yeah, screw it. He's gonna run in there and like he's gonna take the rifle and swing it instead of shooting it, so that way he don't waste like any ammo on it.
Oh, you're gonna not pistol whip, rifle whip somebody with the butt end of the gun?
No, I'm gonna use it like a bat, pretty much.
Yeah. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's make that a light improvised weapon. Or no, wait. If it's like a bat, then what does bat fall under?
Melee weapon? Longsword +1?
I would imagine using a gun like that wouldn't be super effective, considering it weighs like 16 pounds or something.
Yeah, maybe
But-
just like large improvised weapon, which is body -1. That sounds right to me because it's a little bit awkward to swing. So go ahead and make your body
Can I
5.
use a drama point also?
Yeah, you can use a drama point. That's fine. So don't minus a dice then, but don't add 1. It'll just be your body normally plus the 1 additional 1 you get for making an attack.
Holy shit. Okay, give me a second. So, I don't know how the hell that happened, but I have 4 dice and I roll 4 6s.
Dang.
Alright.
So well, you're gonna win. The zombie only got 2 successes because it attacked you back.
Alright, so I got 5 successes total.
So that is going to be then you got 5 successes. That is going to be 6 points of damage as you slam the butt of this rifle into its head. So, in that case, that would kill him. So how do you kill him?
Maybe when he like swung, it hit him in the temple and like crushes like, you know, the bones went into his brain, like squished it in.
Yeah, like you create a new. You basically make his head into like a 2-story building as you chop it in half almost. His head kind of just caving inwards as he collapses to the ground. Now it's Zomboy 2's turn. And it is going to just stumble towards this man and make an attack on him. And it's going to make the action dramatic. No, I'm just kidding.
Surprised they all have drama points.
Yeah, surprise. Okay, so that's 2 successes. The man gets 1 success because he exploded, but didn't do anything. The zombie basically like falls over the top of this guy, pinning him to the floor and biting into his neck and pulling a chunk of his neck free. He's still barely alive until the woman by his side, who was dead moments ago, rises to her knees and starts to bite at him as well. Dude on the ground. Fails. She begins to claw at his chest, ripping out chunks and pulling away at his skin. And that'll be it for the zomboys. So the woman just rose now and is alive too. So combat stays the same. But the heavily wounded man expires.
Alive.
Oh, wait. I actually messed up because there's only supposed to be one zomboy. I mean, two zomboys.
One's
Okay.
a zom girl, actually.
It's true. That is true.
Yeah, mind your gender there. Your
I'm
gender
sorry.
pronouns.
I didn't mean to trigger you guys. Okay. Go ahead then, Lawrence.
So we saw the woman who died came back as a zombo, like pretty quickly. Yeah, like how long? Like, did we hear her stop screaming?
It was definitely much faster than the police officer.
So I mean, I don't think it would take a huge logic leap to realize that this guy is going to be a zombie. Yeah, like momentarily.
Probably, yeah.
And is anyone? Yeah, I'm like, y'all, we need to fucking bail. Like, this is gonna go ass up real fast. I don't want to ditch everybody, but I'm gonna start heading towards the. I shout like, we need to go, and I start heading towards the stairwell. I'm gonna save my bullets.
Yeah, as you start running towards the stairwell, roll me a cunning perception check, difficulty 1.
Just the one.
You hear screeching and echoing howls of things running up the stairs, drawn by the gunfire.
Fuck.
And that is where we'll take a 10-minute break.
Good fucking job, Chris.
Hey, Jack's a fucking fireman, okay? It's his natural instinct to run into the burning
I
house.
should have fucking left your ass.
Should have laid down some more shotgun support.
Go and get a drink, go to the bathroom, do what you need to. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yo, I fucking murked that dude in one shot.
It's true. It's pretty decent.
I'm leaving all your asses.
We can save him, guys. I'm getting a drink. What up? What up?
And then we all died.
Oh yeah, I'm so dying. Jack is destined to die. Trying to read this damage section of the game, and it seems pretty confusing.
Yeah, I should take a look.
I don't know if I'm just stupid, maybe, but it says like large improvised weapon. In this case, in the scenario that it's reading, does 2 damage, which is then averaged against the character's body of 5, giving me a final damage of 4. So what the fuck does that mean? So like every time you calculate damage, you have to like average your body and base damage, and then add that on. Seems weird. Cool so far though.
Yeah, it looks like whatever the weapon damage is average with your body damage. And
Yeah,
then
so
+1
like,
success.
yeah, so if your body's higher, then you'll do higher damage closer to the weapon's damage.
Mm-hmm. And then how does like taking wounds even happen? You just like take 1 light wound and then it goes to like wounded, and then if it goes further, it goes to mauled.
That's what I'd assume. Is there like sections of a health bar? Unless maybe something hits you and it's like, this is wounded, like, or wounded damage, and so you take like a certain amount.
I just realized that I'm already wounded by 1, so that probably means I'm supposed to be doing something less good.
Did you? Are you sure you didn't? When did you get wounded?
When the guy scratched my arm, Ty said I took 1 light and 1 wounded.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you're wrecked and you don't get that extra dice.
Oh shit! So I've been cheating.
I think. Hold on, let me
Cheater.
double-check.
Filthy cheater.
That's me.
No, I think you're right though, because I just barely was looking at some stuff, and it says, let me see. First vitality section is light. That represents minor injuries and flesh wounds. Has no specific effect. Wounded, the character who has lost 1 or more wounded health is at -1 pool to all actions attempted. So you lose that extra 1 pool that you get.
But
If
like,
you're
how does
mauled-
taking damage work?
If you're mauled, which you are, a character who has lost 1 or more mauled health has the difficulty of all actions increased by 1.
I'm not mauled. You said I was just wounded.
But you took 3 points.
I thought you said I only took 2. Are you thinking of the very first attack, which I actually ended up blocking?
Yeah, that's right. The first attack you took 3. That one you took 2.
Yeah.
Let me hurry and look at something.
Look it up. I think that I actually have a healing potion in my pocket. +1.
I actually think that your damage is reduced by your conviction, like how much damage you take. Let me hurry and just consult the book real quickly. Because if so, then I don't even think you have the injured yet, because your conviction's 4. It only did 2 points of damage to you.
Yeah, it seemed a little strange that I'd be already that injured, unless it's like a super deadly game.
I looked up a character sheet for the actual game too, and like the damage thing is like totally different.
Yeah,
like the damage tracking.
I think it's because they released this early for like, you know, yeah. Penalties, that doesn't apply right now. Equals or exceeds their thresholds. Wait, resilience? What the heck is resilience? I don't think you guys have it. You guys don't have any armor or anything, so I don't think you guys have any resilience.
Sorry, what'd you say? You kind of like were muffled there.
I don't think you guys have any armor, so you don't have any resilience.
Makes sense.
I'm just trying to figure.
Was a suit of plate mail in the cop's apartment as well, which I'm pretty sure there was.
True.
Which correspond directly to the
We
character.
definitely.
That's right. It was right next to the flaming axe.
Zero is changing the threshold. The character takes forward. The character draws from the body of 5. Oh, interesting.
It
I
turns out we're
see.
all already dead. We were ghosts the whole
okay.
time.
That makes way more sense how wounds work. Though it's a little bit complicated of a system. I don't fully like that, but that's okay. So basically, okay, here's how wounds work. To receive an injured wound, you have to take damage that's like, so you have thresholds, basically how much damage you can take. So for example, an injured wound is anything, when you take damage, it is less than or equal to 1 plus half of your character's body. So since you took 2 points of damage, Chris, you'd get 1 plus 2 for your body because you have 4, so it's half of your body. So you have a wound threshold, you have a vitality threshold of 3 for injured. You only took 2 points of damage, so you only get 1 injured thing. But if you'd taken 4 points, that's more than your 3, so you'd take a mauled and an injured. So you just have injured right now, which doesn't affect you at all in any negative way.
So that's not even like a point towards my light then? That's what I'm confused is this injured and critical stuff. All I have is light.
No, so basically, yeah.
Yeah, all we see is light, wounded, and mauled.
Yeah, so those should be because they've changed them from the game, from this playtest. They release playtest stuff for people. This is a playtest document. So those should be injured, mauled, and critical.
Injured, mauled, and then critical instead of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just change that now. So I'm only 1 point into injured then? Or no points. Sorry.
Yeah, you're 1 point in injured right now.
All right.
Yeah, that's so weird how they must have changed this. Yeah, because so your injured, mauled, and critical thresholds should be your conviction. So injured is equal to your conviction. So that's why your injured is 4 vitality, like why you can have 4.
Yep.
Your mauled is conviction -1, so that should be 3. Your critical is conviction -2, deadly conviction -3, and overkill is 1 point.
My stats say I'm, I guess, technically injured 4, wounded, or sorry, mauled 5, and then critical 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically what yours should be is injured 4, wounded 3, mauled 2, critical 1, and overkill 1.
Oh, geez, that's so different.
So it should be 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, because it just goes -1 successively per one you go down off your conviction. Always giving you at least 1 point in it. Yeah, that's so different from what they have in the playtest.
So our light is whatever it is, and then our wounded is whatever it is -1, and then our mauled is whatever it is -2.
Yeah, and then you have a critical, which is -3, and overkill, which is just 1, always just 1, but it's -4. Because you can never have just 0 in one of these categories. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
As long as it makes sense to somebody.
Yeah, no.
Just let me know when I die.
I was so confused by how they had it on these sheets. It makes more sense now because this is a playtest document. So they hadn't finalized everything yet for this.
I got you.
All right, cool. How do you guys feel so far?
I feel like I'm about to die.
Yeah, same here.
But I'm going to spend a drama point when I die to make it dramatic.
When you die, you make it tremendous.
Yeah, I'm about to run and leave this fucking bitch out in this stairwell. See ya, deuces, outie.
Now, when I stepped into the stairwell, you said I heard stuff coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to step out of the stairwell and close the door and say, I don't think that's a good way to go.
The
vis-a-vis monsters.
So I'm going to give you guys a couple of options here. Well, before we start off again, let's go ahead and go from, let's do plugs. So we'll start with Chris, go all the way to Scott. You guys can plug what you want to. I want to hear what you guys' initial thoughts are on the system, what's working for you, what isn't, and then go ahead and just share a little bit about the character you're playing. So we'll start with Chris and with Scott.
What's up, dogs? My channel is the RP Ginger, and I am playing Jack Bramhall. He is a big-ass mountain man with these big, broad shoulders, an impressive physique, but not overly attractive face. He's a bit of a gentle giant, a bit of a smartass, not the most intelligent, which he leans on his buddy Lawrence to help him out with the wits, and he's more of the bronze. He's a firefighter, an ex-college football player, and he's just genuinely looking to do the right thing and not hurt people and help out when he can, and he's very loyal to his friends. Impressions of the system. Seems pretty interesting. The exploding dice on a D6 seems a bit like we're going to be popping off, exploding quite a bit, but I guess that's kind of a cool mechanic. Getting used to the character sheet. Seems fun. I like the setting. Ty, doing a good job so far. So other than that, yeah, check out my channel. I run a lot of Wizards of the Coast stuff and pass it off to somebody else.
Go ahead, Corey.
Yo, what up? My name is Corey. I'm better known in AbTab for bringing a Goliath or half giant to every game. But this one was last minute, and here I am playing Jessica, who has a stunning appearance and impressive physique per the playtest material. I've decided to go in a slightly different direction, being a little bit more rude as probably normally intended, but you know, Chris has it coming. And I don't have a YouTube channel or anything, but you can check me out on @CoreyBiceps on Instagram. You know, that's where I'm at. So if you ever want to see these guns, check it out. You know.
This guy. Okay, moving on to Jose.
Hey everybody, my name's Jose. I got the YouTube channel D20Z, and I'm playing Thomas Farrow. He's a ruggedly handsome, powerfully built individual. He's pretty much just a junior cop. He's new to the force, and you know, everything's going to shit now. But so far, I'm really liking the game. I mean, I got confused a little bit with the whole dice thing earlier, but I like it so far. It's pretty fun.
Awesome. Going on to Scott.
Hello, I'm Scott. I'm playing Lawrence. Oh, I don't have any internet presence. I just lurk in the edges. I am playing Lawrence Farrow, who's a short but handsome, smartass semi-bartender, I guess. I think I'm mostly unemployed. And yeah, I am Thomas's half or adopted brother, or he's adopted, I guess. Friend to Jack. Yes, I'm a huge Murloc lurker, or Morlock lurker, whatever your tie. I like the game so far. You know, yeah, just getting used to the character sheet and whatnot, but I think it's good. I'd like to check out the actual book and take a peek at that at some point, but so far so good. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. As always, of course, if you're tuning in on my channel, I am DM Ty, channel on a roll, ROLE, like roleplay. People seem to have an issue with that. They can't seem to get that it's ROLE, like roleplay.
I get it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, this is a playtest of a new system I picked up from Kickstarter called Sins. I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, there are some things that are a little bit confusing about it, a little bit too crunchy for me, but I like the system. I like the potential that there is here. And this story that we're playing is taking place pre-book setting. It's kind of explaining the events leading up to what made the world fall apart. So I'm excited to unveil the rest of this situation. I'm kind of surprised because there was a lot of hype surrounding this game on Kickstarter. It funded like 307%, 407%. And I haven't seen any games on YouTube. I think I'm the first person to run a game of this on YouTube. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I know I am. And let's get right back into it. You shut the door, Lawrence. Alarm plain in your countenance as you look back at the rest of your party, rest of your friends. You hear over your shoulder, Jack, Thomas, and Jessica, guys, I don't think we want to go this way. We got to get out of here. The heavily injured man, very heavily set, is being devoured on the floor by these things. And strangely enough, it doesn't seem like they're eating him so much as it seems to be. Actually, roll me a cunning. No, roll me a reason perception check. Anybody in the room? Difficulty 1. Or no, difficulty 2. Difficulty 2. Yeah, so you don't fully pick up on this, but one thing that would surprise you is that once the one that's biting at his neck, once the blood stops flowing out of his body, they stop trying to eat it or like attack it. They just kind of move away from it and then turn around. It is your guys' turn. You guys have a couple options here. You guys can run. You guys can try and finish these things off. You guys can break combat and just turn it into like an escape scene. It's up to you.
I think the general consensus is to GTFO.
Yep. Run.
Yep, we Audi 9000.
Jack doesn't look like he wants to go, but then when he realizes that there's no saving the man, he's not gonna.
Quick question: would Thomas' apartment have like a fire escape that we can take down?
Yes, I've done that to myself so many times tonight where I've been muted and I've been trying to talk. Yes, there's a fire escape in your apartment. If you were to run back, and open up the window, you could easily go to the roof or go back down onto the street.
Yeah, Thomas would definitely be like, "Let's go this way," and he would like dart to his room.
Yeah, I follow right behind him.
If we're just like free ranging, are we free ranging or are we still in initiative?
If you guys are running, it's free ranging. I'm just gonna have you guys. If you guys are running, I'm just gonna have you make either body athletics or prowess. I don't know. Body or prowess athletics. Either one of the two. Difficulty 1 to stay ahead of these things chasing you.
One thing I kind of want to do, because you mentioned that we realized that they were attracted to our gunshots, is as I'm running down the hallway, being a firefighter, I want to think in my head that I'm going to pull the fire alarm, and then when all the alarms start going off on each floor, maybe that'll slow them down a bit since they're attracted to sound. Imagine that would get pretty chaotic.
Yeah, sure. That'd be perfect.
So I just run, pull the fire alarm, get to the fire escape.
Roll me a cunning perception check, difficulty 1, please, Jack, as you pull this alarm.
Okay. I made it.
Okay. So you're bringing up the rear, running behind him as you pull this alarm. You look back. As these infected come bursting out of the room after you, all three that are alive, left over, the woman, one of the zomboys, and the heavyset man, they completely ignore the fire alarm. which is strange to you. Because it seems to you now that they aren't drawn so much to the sound as they are the presence of humans being there.
It's fair.
As what the gunshot means.
Gotcha.
You just you realize how terrifyingly intelligent then these things are.
Good news. So it's like a sinking feeling of fear in my stomach as I just yell, "We gotta go!"
Yeah, you guys can bust back into his room, slam the door behind you because you guys all succeeded.
I'll push the cabinet back in front of the doorway just to buy us at least a second, as I imagine the fire escape's going to be a bit of a clusterfuck for the couple seconds. So I'm just pushing the cabinet back in front of the way.
Yeah, you throw the window open. You put the cabinet back against the door, and you guys are back out onto the fire escape. Outside, you can hear them moving. Hisses and scratches, bangs from time to time on the makeshift barricades. Things are tense and quiet. But you are certain that whatever barriers have been placed over doors will hold for a time. As the fire alarm goes off, the screams pick up again, and you see these infected running towards this building, coming in through the front door. What's the plan?
Well, if they're going towards the front door, that would presumably mean that they're not going towards us, which is, I'm assuming, like down the back way alley of a fire escape. Or are we like climbing right down the front of the apartment building?
No, it would be on the side.
Okay, so yeah, just quietly making our way down. We know that they're closing the place off. Is everyone in agreement about going north? We only got about 8 to 10 blocks. It's going to be a bit of a walk, but if we can catch up to the military, they might be able to hold them off.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I agree with that. And let's kind of, as callous as it sounds, let's agree. No more heroics. Let's maybe think about us first.
Yeah, definitely no more heroics.
I mean, couldn't have just left that guy there to die.
I mean, you say we couldn't have, but I say we definitely could have, because it's not like we helped him not die.
I say
He's
we
still
definitely
dead, and
did.
now we have, I don't know, 1,000 other ones coming.
Yeah, Jack just kind of doesn't know what to say. I'm not going to make a promise that I can't keep, but I'll do my best not to get you guys in trouble. Sorry. Obviously, as we're like making our way down the fire escape, I don't know if that is trivial for us or not. Maybe a stealth check to get back on the streets.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you guys make a maybe a prowess stealth check. Difficulty 1 because the building is lit up like a Christmas tree for all these creatures to come to.
And if we have no ranks, we just auto fail, right?
In stealth, I mean I don't know exactly how it's supposed to work for that. Like, I don't know if you're not allowed to roll. I would say just roll, and if you get 6s, then great. Like, just aim for 6s.
I think the most thing that would make sense is if you're not proficient in it, that you don't get the bonus success or bonus dice.
I would probably say that's the truth also. So just don't add your bonus dice. Just try and get 6s.
That's a 0 as I drag the group down.
So Thomas and Jessica, tell me what you two do that will draw the attention of some of these.
Yeah, Thomas is probably like stepping like really hard when he's coming down, and you can hear it like against the fire escape.
Yeah, the metal shakes and bangs against the building as you guys are running down it. What about you, Jessica and Lawrence?
Yeah, Jess is trying to climb down one of the ladders with the shotgun like still in her hand. She doesn't have any other way of holding it, and drops it onto the landing right below her. So it like clanks and makes a really loud metal sound.
I like to think that I go, guys, shh, but I do it way louder than I was intending to, so I just say it in my normal speaking voice.
Yeah, all of these noises attract a small group of these infected who start to move towards you. If you want to outpace them, it's going to be body athletics check, difficulty 1.
I mean, I've had my smoke, so I'm ready for a run now.
I'm going to use a drama point on this one.
So we're running?
Yep.
All right, see ya. Oh boy, I'm exploding everywhere. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
These exploding dice, man.
5 too.
If I can take off like Usain Bolt, I'm already halfway 10 blocks down.
Who's sane or you sane?
Usain. We all saying how fast I'm going.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, super sane. You guys just take off running. Yeah, exploding dice are pretty crazy. I'm noticing. So you guys just take off, running down this alleyway, turning right on the street and heading north. As you're running, the infected have a mildly hard time keeping up. It seems. They move probably at a steadily fast walk right now. So you outpace them as you make your way north. You don't run into any issues as you make your way there. You're able to either avert or like dodge or move or get away from any potential infected that might come after you. And eventually you start reaching more northern areas. And the city seems almost empty, eerie even. As you turn a corner, looking out onto Main Street, this main road kind of going all the way through the center of Manhattan, you see no one, at least not at first. You see a barricade in the distance, and it becomes clear why you haven't seen anyone. As before you, on the street, you see somewhere between 24 and 36 bodies littering the street. It's carnage. And you see in the distance a police checkpoint, a barricade they've set up, a couple of cruisers across the street. Before you can cry out, gunshots ricochet off the walls around you. Before a distant voice bellows, "Hold fire."
You said there were officers in the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thomas would like cup his hands in his mouth and he would like tell them that you know they're not infected and that he's an officer and he has 3 others with him.
Yeah, as you yell this out. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just doing a goof. I whisper, "Don't tell him you killed another cop."
Shut up.
As you yell, kind of your voice echoing off the buildings around you. If you were to peek the corner again, you'd see one of the officers waving towards you to approach. "Come on, hurry!"
All right, guys, let's go.
Jack is already there because he ran so fast. Just kidding.
So I'm going to have you guys roll me body athletics difficulty 2. As the gunshots and the shouting have drawn some of the nasties out of their hiding places.
Just barely.
Okay. Lawrence, you're lagging behind a little bit, and one of the infected manages to get a hand on you. Its teeth biting into the back of your leg, dealing 3 damage to you. So your threshold, I believe, is Maybe just that. Okay, so you take,
Ty,
huh?
I know I said I was running, but Jack, in character wise, has always been like a kind of protector of Lawrence. I don't really see him like running ahead of the group. Could I actually be rearing? And if I would make sure that I would be the back of the line for sure.
Yeah. So you can assist in this game. All that means is that you make the same check as what the player is going to make, and if you succeed, it lowers their difficulty by 1. So do you want to try and assist Lawrence?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay, so go ahead and roll again. That same check.
Exact same check. Okay.
Body athletics difficulty 2.
All right. I made it. Just barely.
Okay, cool. So Scott, Lawrence, that means that your difficulty is lowered by 1 for your roll. Does that change anything for you?
So if the difficulty is lowered by 1, that means I need 1 less than I would have.
You need to roll 1 less on the die than you would have.
Then yes, then I made it because I got the 1 success. So if it reduces the difficulty 1, I made the 1.
Yeah, so one of these reaches out and grabs onto your leg. One of the bodies on the ground that was cleverly faking dead. It tries to lean out and bite your leg as you're running past, grabbing you. But Jack just comes running up and stomps on its arm, freeing you and running right behind you.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I go, thanks, man. That's why I'm always buying the shots.
I give him a wink. That's another one on the table.
As you reach the barricade, the officers open fire. They've got shotguns and rifles and pistols, and they're just firing into this small crowd of infected that run after you. They quickly clear them out and stop them from approaching. Welcoming arms reach out and grab you, pulling you behind the lines of cars and riot shields. The gunfire begins in earnest now, and you see a police officer trying desperately to keep you calm over the thunderous sound of half a dozen submachine guns opening fire on the approaching tide of infected. The officer kind of leans in and like is talking to you guys over the gunshots. The name is Finn Mercer. Where are you coming from? What's it like down south? Are you okay? Anyone else?
It's a fucking shit show.
Yeah, and it's just us. We didn't come with anybody else. Everybody else is dead.
He kind of just shakes his head. We don't even know where this came from. There's no origin point. It doesn't make any sense. It's just anyone that dies just stands back up until we put him back down again. I mean, Mike, I've seen Night of the Living Dead, but like, seriously? Am I actually living through this right now?
I don't know, man. This is fucked up. It seems like it's like you said, this can't be real, but it is. I've seen 2 people tear apart a man right in front of my eyes. You've seen it too. What's going on? Is there any word from like your higher ups? Like, what do we do? My mom called me. Kind of embarrassing, but she said that they're shutting off Manhattan. Do we need to get out of here?
They're not necessarily shutting off Manhattan. I mean, there's no origin point. It doesn't make any sense where it's coming from. It hit worst at Times Square. That was hell in a handbasket real fast. I don't know what else to say. We're just trying to organize as best we can. The CDC, they've quarantined off Central Park. Some of the buildings around there too. That's where you should try and get to if you can. We'll send some people with you to get you there. Of course, we've got a van, and he kind of looks over to a couple of SWAT vans they got off to the side. We were just seeing if there were any stragglers from the south.
Doesn't look promising.
He just nods. Yeah, tell me about it. You don't need to worry, by the way, if you've been bit or scratched or anything. It doesn't seem to spread that way. It's just anybody who dies just stands back up.
Well, easy enough. I guess we just don't die.
Easier said than done. I've seen a lot of friends die today. You see his composure starting to crack a little bit, and he kind of just like grits his teeth and kind of like pulls it together.
Don't worry, we'll get through this.
Yeah, I know.
It's America.
America.
Can I do like a was it panache or whatever to kind of cheer him up? Because I'm real good at that.
Yeah, passion panache is what it would be.
Passion panache, cool.
Do it again. Difficulty 2.
I got 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what do you say to him? How do you talk him down?
So I'm like, hey man, you got the shit. We need you, man. You're the cop. Like we're just like some scrubs off the street, but like you're in charge. You got a gun. You're good to fucking go.
He like takes a deep breath. He's like, yeah, and he kind of like, whew. And you see him kind of like stand back up, like he's been talking to you guys, kind of like in like a kneeling position, back behind the lines. Well, reinforcements are due in 10 minutes. When they get here, we're bailing. We're leaving this point behind, getting to the Central Park. You're the first we've seen come through here. So I'm assuming you guys want to ride.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And Thomas would be like, is there any chance you can, like, give us some supplies, anything, anything will help?
I mean, we're pretty strapped as it is too. We don't have very much. But any wounds or cuts or anything, there's a tent over there. You see a couple of other survivors kind of being patched up. Go over there, talk to them. They'll see what they can do to help you.
Shit, yeah, I'm going over to that tent and getting my injury looked at.
Yeah. So yeah, you can recover up to 2 vitality from going over and talking to the tent, getting some help. Okay, here's a moment for you guys. Do you guys have anything you want to discuss, or do you just want the 10 minutes to just pass?
So we're getting a ride from like what, a cop car or a van?
There's a couple SWAT vans.
Okay, SWAT vans. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, guys? We made it to the cops. They got some SWAT vans. We're gonna go down to what was it, the GDC or
CDC, Center for Disease Control.
Center for this is great. This is clearly a disease. These scientists, these smart guys like you, Lawrence, they're gonna figure this out. We're gonna cure this shit. It's probably just the fucking chemtrails, like I've been saying for years. And it's good. We just gotta get there.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed, though.
This can't be real. Like, we're not gonna actually be fucking going through a zombie apocalypse. This is crazy.
You see this one individual. They have nobody around them. They're obviously just like a sole survivor. Just shaking hysterically as one of these doctors is kind of like patching them up, taking care of them. They're all dead. I watched as they tore their throats out. I watched as they killed them, my family. And she just collapses into sobs.
Yeah, Jack would just be shaking his head. Wants to say something. He feels like he's already failed by letting a couple people die. But what can he really do in the grand scheme of things? He just this shit sucks. Let's just get out of here. Would like to go use I see authority under my natural skills. Is maybe use my placement as like another emergency service person and try to get at least like another clip or magazine for my gun.
Yeah, if you guys want to try and persuade them to give you some equipment, you can make a passion socialize or I'd allow a reason authority, either of those.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take you up on that. And I'm gonna hit you with 1 success. I'm just looking for like my gun. I think my gun's on empty. I only had the 1 magazine. And
yeah, you could solicit like a clip from somebody, like a magazine from somebody.
All right.
So you get 1 magazine, 1 full magazine with 6 shots in it. Is anybody else trying to get anything from these people, these officers?
Nope.
Okay.
Nah, I have a couple of magazines, so I'm good.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. If nobody else is trying, 2 successes. Okay. I'll give you your choice of what you can get. You can either get a police baton, a first aid kit, or 1 extra 9mm magazine clip.
I'll take the baton.
Okay. Yeah. So they give you the police baton. Yeah, it's just like from surplus, basically. Eventually, the 10 minutes run down. They end. A couple of SWAT vans pull out. They start like ushering people into them. A couple of officers get into cop cars and pull those out. You guys basically just like file in, basically. And as you guys file in, you see that the infected start to swarm again the moment the barricade comes down. But you're quick enough to take off down the street, leaving them behind chasing. The journey is a tense one. But for the first time tonight, you get a chance to rest, to not feel so on edge. I mean, you're sitting in the back of the SWAT van. A part of you expects the worst to happen, that this place you're heading to isn't actually going to be safe, or the CDC were overrun also. Because it seems like tonight, all of your hopes are always disappointed. From outside, you hear a screeching sound, followed by the sound of a SWAT van locking on its brakes, and you realize a fraction too late that a crash is imminent. I'm gonna need everybody to make me a body athletics check, difficulty 1.
Rocking a solid 3 success.
Okay. So you got 3 successes, you said, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're gonna take your successes and minus them from 4. So 1 damage to you, Chris. 1 damage to you, Corey. 2 to you, Jose, and 2 to you, Scott. So I don't think that passes any of your thresholds. So you all just take 1 injured wound. So the car, this van you're sitting in, shrieks to a stop, brakes slamming. You guys are kind of thrown around, jumbled up in the back, before the back door is ripped off its hinges. The woman who you saw inside of the medical tent, who is weeping and crying next to you, is dragged out of the back of the van by 2 infected, who is proceed to bite her and chew at her and claw her.
I run.
As you start to run forward, trying to get out, one of the police cruisers pulls up behind you. 2 officers jump out and start unloading on these infected, killing them almost immediately.
Do they? Is the woman dead that they pulled out?
She is. If she's not dead, she's dying. There's very little that can be done to save her.
I say to the cops, like, you're gonna need to shoot her too.
One of them just nods grimly, walks up, and looks at her and says, "Is there anything that I can do for you in this final moment?" And she just looks at him and just whispers, "Do it," as he pulls the trigger and shoots her in the forehead. You see the officer is shaken by this, but he kind of grits his teeth and looks at you. "All right, come on. We got to get out of here." And he kind of like look around, and you see the unspeakable. The infected have pushed a car across the road as the cars were approaching. Your van is totaled. The other SWAT van is totaled, and the cruisers cannot get around this anymore. You're on foot again.
What are these things? Is that a choke point for us? Looking to the cops or anybody.
I didn't see what was happening. The other cop looks at him. I mean, I barely saw it. They pushed the car out into the street.
Remember when I said it was like fucked before? It's like triple fucked. We need to like bounce. How many cops are here alive?
There are like 3 cops left. One that was driving the other SWAT van. His buddy is dead. You see him shoot him in the forehead. You see the back of that van was ripped open too. Whatever survivors were inside are either dead or fleeing. And then there was the one other cruiser behind you guys. That those 2 cops are alive. So you guys have 3 cops with you. One SWAT. He's got a submachine gun, and they come running over to you. Okay, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here now. One of the cops is kind of like looking down the street behind you, and you see him start to scream in horror and start unloading shots down the street before he just turns and starts running by himself. Doesn't even listen to shouts or anything. He just runs. And it's only moments before your eyes adjust to the gloom. And you see the horde spilling out of alleyways, out of streets, into the street behind you. At least 100 of them pouring towards you.
I follow the SWAT cop and I go run.
Yeah, definitely you're booking it.
Do you guys follow the other cop? Do you continue down the street? What are you doing?
Cop is heading in the right direction, or is he kind of doing his own thing?
He's just running towards the nearest alleyway.
Yeah, I would ask the SWAT guy, you know, where we going, because he seemed like he knew.
You just hear him just like, damn it. And he's just like cursing under his breath over and over and over again. We got to get off the street. And he just runs after the cop, the one who's already running.
I say we go down like 2 alleyways past the alleyway they went down.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we split off.
Okay, so you leave. The one cop and the SWAT officer go that way. The other cop just like looks between the 2 groups.
Or can we do like a check to like navigate the best possible route, I guess, instead of just running blind? Like, I'm sure we know the neighborhood.
Yeah, you guys can make me a let's go ahead and do a cunning knowledge check. Difficulty 1, because you do know the neighborhood.
Fuck.
There's one thing that Jack Bramhall is not, is cunning knowledge.
Yeah, you only need 1 success, so that's perfect.
Yeah, I barely got there.
You 2 would know probably the reason why the cop is going that way. And that's because there's a police station over there that there might be another barricade held up at.
Well, I mean, the barricade's probably not going to hold up to hundreds of these things, so maybe the barricade's probably best off that we navigate around.
Good point. Especially because they're going to start shooting and they'll just follow that.
So can we like?
You guys have 5 seconds to make a choice. 5.
We're going to circumvent the barricade.
We're leaving the barricade. They're going to get swarmed and get fucking wrecked, and we'll be in the shadows.
Okay, so the other cop kind of like looks to see you 4 going off in a different direction than the SWAT and the other cop. And he's just like, ugh, and he just runs after you guys. You guys have more guns, bigger numbers. He's sticking with the larger group. This is the officer who talked to you guys before, Finn Mercer.
Officer Finn, good choice, buddy. All right, yeah, we're just booking, I guess. Although I'm gonna lay back. I'm really athletic, but I'll make sure that no one's lagging behind. out of our core group.
Okay. As you round the corner, running into this alleyway, you guys are running and running and running, and you reach a fence. And as you approach the fence, you see that there is a chain with a lock over it, holding it in place.
Great opportunity for a fire axe. I'm just saying.
So you can try to break the lock.
It?
You can try to break the lock or pick the lock. It's up to you guys, or you can try and climb over the fence.
Yeah, I'm a boost up any buddies that want to climb over the fence, unless someone is rocking a lock pick, which I'm sure no one is. Just here, I'll boost you.
You can pick a lock with mundane items.
I take the boost and I'm over that thing for sure.
Okay, so roll an assisted body athletics check. Lower your difficulty by 1 though from the boost.
Could I help him boost him too, so that way he's easier?
Oh, I'm good, man. With the assist, I've got 4.
Yeah, okay, you get over easy.
We do some like fucking cheerleading gymnastics shit, and I just flip her fucking over. She does a little cheer as she's going over.
Even with the assist, I still got 0. I'm not very good at climbing.
Damn it, Lawrence. Fucking nerd.
Fucking Lawrence.
Yeah, you're having issues, and Mercer's like, hurry up, come on.
Come on, guys, hurry up. Get over here.
Someone give Lawrence a hand.
The officer's going to try and give you a boost also. Mercer's going to run up. Okay, so he succeeds, so it lowers your difficulty by 1. Go ahead and try again.
Can I not just, like, he's a short, little, scrawny kid. I'm this massive, buff mountain man. Can I just not fucking throw him? Like,
you
get up there!
Go ahead and do it. Difficulty 3. Lower your number to roll by 1 though, because Mercer's helping you also.
Okay. Oh baby, 6s galore. I already hit it. Do I just keep going if I hit it?
Just keep going, yeah.
All right. I just rolled 2 1s afterwards, so I got the requirement.
Yeah, you guys heartily throw him over the fence.
Thanks, guys.
And then how close is there? Like things close? We're pretty good right now. We're not being chased, right? Or are we being chased?
Nothing in the alley yet.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Officer Finn.
Yeah, he would step up. Oh yeah, he makes it. Oh yeah, that's an exploding 6. That's 3 6s on the same 6. Okay, so he got 5 successes. He just like jumps up, grabs, and pulls himself over.
And then my check, I'm assuming, is the same thing. So I already started rolling, and I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes also.
Yeah, you're over, Thomas.
Oh wait, Thomas wasn't over. Shit, I meant to be the last person.
Okay, yeah, you can toss him then.
Yeah.
Oh, or give him an aid. So you succeeded. So Thomas, lower your difficulty by 1. So body athletics difficulty 3. Okay, yeah, cool. You're over. And then now go ahead and make your roll.
Now that I got all my good rolls out, let's roll a bunch of 1s. Already at 4, 5 successes.
You're over. Yeah, and not a moment too soon either, because the first small group of infected appear around the end of the alley, running towards you.
Go, go, go!
Yeah, you guys run down this alleyway, jumping over garbage bags and moving past dumpsters, bursting into the next street over. As you turn left, moving towards Central Park, you run and you can see in the distance something burning. It is the police station. It has already been overrun. You can see at the very end of the road the fire that has encompassed it, that is spreading, and your hope quickly turns to despair. The officer next to you just shakes his head, and at that moment, something grips him. A sinuous, all too pale arm reaches out of the alleyway above. Dagger-like talons sink into the flesh of his face and neck. And you catch a glimpse of a face with a shark-like maw and glossy black pits for eyes. It twitches and scuttles back up the wall, dragging the half-dead, screaming officer with it. Caught between fear and the certainty of death, if you stay, all you can do is run. As Finn Mercer is dragged up the wall of this building and onto the rooftop where his screams end. This thing did not look like any of the other infected, by the way. It was lanky and thin. And like I said, its face was kind of pointed and shark-like.
Good, there's variations.
Well, I don't care for that one bit.
If anyone needed more motivation to run, I think that's it.
Yeah, then Thomas, well, he sees that and he's running, he'd be like, what the fuck?
Can I, so these things are like hiding on the roofs and dragging people? Like he popped out on top of the roof and like and picked them up?
So what it was doing, best you can tell, is it was in the darkness above you, like hanging between the two alleyway spaces. And when you ran beneath it, it basically spidered and grabbed him and then climbed back up with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell someone that they should probably look up and make sure that's not happening more. That's more observant than me. But I mean, look at also myself.
Should I flash my flashlight, or do you think that'd be too much of a beacon on us?
I mean, probably no flashlight. If there's anything that a flashlight's gonna do for us, it's give us that super dramatic, horrifying moment when we shine it in the light and there's 8 of them up there. I mean, just like look, but like don't look and like actually find any. Just tell me there's none up there as I'm like running.
Yeah, I'll roll. I guess what perception, cunning, tie to see what I see, or see what I can see.
Go ahead,
flashlight.
roll me cunning perception. Difficulty 2.
Just 1.
You don't see anything so much as you know that something is horribly wrong. And I'll tell you why. Before, the shrieks and the hordes kind of came randomly. It felt kind of disjointed. It never felt really coordinated, though they were mildly intelligent. What horrifies you now is realizing that the horde behind you that is chasing you of hundreds was not the only horde coming for you. The hordes that chase you now aren't chasing you so much as they are converging on you, as if something is directing them.
So, I mean, do we feel like we have anywhere safe to go, or are we just like literally running to our deaths?
Well, the CDC is military. If you can get to Central Park, then maybe you'll be safe.
How far are we from Central Park at this point?
Probably like 2 more blocks.
Well, I guess we keep running then and try to duck as best we can.
We don't have a choice here.
Run, Forrest, run.
I mean, I think we can fight them.
I disagree.
Okay, I'm going to need you all to make a body athletics check, difficulty 1.
Scott's over there popping off.
2, okay. Yeah, popping off. You guys run. Your muscles are aching. Sweat is pouring off of your body. The cool night air does little to assuage the pain and aches that cover you. You manage to outpace the horde for a time. For a little bit of time, the plan works. You can still hear the horde moving. You can still hear the shrieks. And they remind you of hunting dogs now, all around and baying for blood. I want you guys to roll me a cunning perception check, difficulty 2. Okay, Jessica, you would notice it. This gangly, spidery-limbed creature. You see it out of the corner of your eye. Shark-like eyes staring at you before it again moves out of sight. An odd silence follows. And then you hear the sound of the swarm, and once again you know that they have found you. Whatever this creature is, it seems to be directing them, leading them to you. In the desperate flight and the desperate run that you guys are ensuing, it's difficult to differentiate the odd survivor from the infected. The sounds of screams and gunfire fill the night air, and the infected seem to be coming from everywhere, closing off your escapes one by one. Ahead, though, you see one single route, where a small group of infected are attempting to interpose themselves between you and an escape. A subway tunnel, with its gates still open. A way out. You're going to have to fight your way through this small group of infected if you want to get into the subways. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
All right, let's do it.
I'm sorry, what's initiative again?
Cunning perception.
Cunning perception.
Popping off with that 0.
Oh, that's lit.
I told you guys from like minute 1 in this fucking game
to go to the subway. And the DM's telling us there's one single route that's the subway. I wonder what's going to be in the subway.
You know, we could have fucking just cut to the chase.
Just
you know,
pure happiness.
We could have cut out the last 2 hours if y'all just listened to me. But nah, I'm just a hot woman. What do I know?
Okay. Lawrence, Thomas, Jack, Jessica. All right, they go first. They're going to shamble towards you. One of them is going to take a swing at you, Lawrence. How do you respond? You can either take an evade or make an attack back at him.
So riddle me this. How does it work if I make an attack back and I have my pistol? Do I have a penalty to shoot him in close range or what?
Yeah. So if you use it at close range,
one less die.
You get one less dice, yeah.
And then how's evade work?
Evade, you make a prowess athletics check against their attack on you and get one automatic success as a result.
And if I evade, though, I won't be able to attack later, correct?
Because you forfeit your action.
I'll evade, I guess.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a prowess athletics check against his attack on you.
The one automatic success is the one I have.
Well, he misses. He doesn't get any successes.
Oh, well, I'm glad we both were bad at life.
Luck.
Yeah, so he swings at you, and you just stumble out of the way, barely dodging. Okay, next infected is going to rush forward and make another attack on you, Lawrence. So go ahead and choose to evade or close combat attack him back, and you lose 1 dice on this roll because you already took an action.
I'll try to evade again.
Okay, so 1 less dice.
Just the one.
He got 1 success also. So you guys tie. He doesn't hit you. Last
Dude
infected is
invincible.
last infected is going to tag Jessica. Go ahead. Are you going to evade or are you going to attack him close combat with a shotgun?
I'm just gonna not take the action. I'm saving my action.
You're just going to take the hit?
Yeah.
Well, he misses.
Hey, let's
wait,
go.
or does he get 1 free success if you choose not to do anything?
1 free
I think-
success.
Really?
Okay.
Damn.
I think he does get 1 free success if you choose not to respond. Okay, yeah. So he stumbles towards you and is going to claw you across the face with his disformed hand. You manage to stumble back barely, so take 1 injured vitality point, and that'll be it for the infected. Thomas, because Lawrence forfeited by doing an action when he got tagged.
I guess I'll shoot the nearest one.
Okay, go ahead. Make me a prowess marksmanship against him, and he will choose to evade and lose 1 die. Wow. Okay.
I got 2.
Okay. He got 2 also. So as you raise your rifle to shoot at him, he almost hyper sensory in some way, like he knew the shot was coming, is able to kind of like lean to the side and move out of the way of it as the bullet streaks past him, exploding in sparks off the pavement. Jack.
All right, so as Jack sees Lawrence being jumped on by 2 of them, kind of has a flashback to his high school days when he first met Lawrence, and Lawrence is being picked on by a couple of kids. And what he's going to do is channel his inner ex-football player, and I don't know if it's allowed, but I literally just want to run into them and just say, "Get away from him!" and try to tackle both of them with my athletics and just aggro if I can.
So yeah, you're going to attack one of them to try and pull his attention to you. That would just be an attack.
All right.
So go ahead and make me body fight.
All right, let's fight, bitch.
And he'll try and attack you back, but minus 1 die.
Could have went better for me. Could have went worse. 2.
He got 2 also, so neither of you succeed.
Fair. Well played.
Yeah, so you go to tackle him, and he kind of just turns, and as you're kind of leaning in to tackle, he kind of catches your shoulders and holds you back as you're pushing against him. And suddenly we've got a wrestling match going on. Jessica. You're muted. Good to know I'm not the only one.
All right, I'm just gonna keep running, and as Jack is wrestling this one, as I kind of run past, I'm just gonna like blow a shot at it as I'm just making a beeline for the stairs. So that's my prowess marksmanship. Oh, easy. 4 plus 1, so 5.
Okay, it only got 1 success. So that means it's going to be 5 plus 3, 8. Yeah, how do you blow this one away?
Yeah, so she's literally just like, Jack, run! And just takes it out with 1 shot, and it's like knocked away from him as he kind of feels it go like limp in his arms.
Okay. So one of them is dead. blown away. All right, Infected's turn. Lawrence, the last one is going to make an attack on you. So what are you going to try and do to evade this?
I'm going to try to... I have a knife. Does it like... How does it work like action economy wise for me to pull the knife out to defend myself?
I would say you could have easily like pulled it out while you guys have been running and just had it in your hand.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm just running with a knife in my hand because that's like super safe. So yeah, I've been doing that. So I'll fight back.
Okay, so that would be a prowess athletics then.
I'm using a drama point too.
Okay.
Because fuck this dude. Three successes.
Yeah, so you beat him, and you easily just bat his arm away and just drive this dagger up into his gut. So 3 successes, that would be I believe dagger does. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be that'd be 4 points of damage as you drive this dagger up into this creature's gut. And it shrieks and grunts a bit as you do so. But doesn't seem all too bothered.
And then, I mean, kind of like scramble away as part of that, or how does that work? Or is he still on me?
Yeah, I let you move, like to like kind of start running past him.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely want to start making my way to the subway.
Okay, yeah, you run past him, leaving him holding this. I'm guessing you pulled the dagger out.
I would like to try to keep the dagger. Yes.
Yeah, you can pull the dagger out and run with it. The second infected is going to try and grab you though as you run past. So what are you going to do are you going to oppose it or are you just going to let him hit you?
I'm going to try to evade this one.
Okay, so that's just -1 dice.
Two.
So we've got 4 successes. So that is going to be 3 points of damage to you, which goes over your threshold. So you take 1 injured and 1 wounded vitality point. So you lose your dice, your bonus dice to all your checks now.
Don't care for that.
Yeah, it grabs you as you're running past, biting down heavily on your arm, jerking away, leaving a soaked clump of cloth and torn skin. That arm is going to be near useless now. Very painful to move, but you're able to wrench yourself free of him and keep running. Okay, Thomas.
I'm gonna shoot at the one that took a bite out of him.
Okay. Go ahead. And it will not try to evade or anything.
So I got 4 successes.
And rifle does 6 points, so that's 9 success. Yeah, 9 damage. You blow him away. Or how do you dome him? What do you do?
Probably shoot him in the back of the head while he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, and it's just his head turns to jelly basically as you blow him away. He just collapses to the ground, letting loose one last heavy breath as he dies. All right, Jack, there's one left.
All right, let's test out this baseball bat.
The one that's left, is that one wounded or is that the one I
Yeah,
stabbed?
that one's the one you shanked with a knife.
Batter's up. I say and I swing and I hit for 3 successes.
Okay. And it'll try and attack you back. and fail miserably. And that'll be 5 points of no wait, because you have 3, so it'll be 4 points of damage. Had just explained you beating this thing dead.
I full up like MLB home run batter extraordinaire right to the dome, and half of his head kind of like pops off and his brain goes flying across, splattering against the wall. I, in a dramatic fashion, say, "Home run," and then start running.
I shout, "Got him!" as I'm running.
Okay, yeah, as you guys run into the subway, I'm assuming you close the gate behind yourselves?
No, we leave it open for sure.
Thought so. Okay. You slam the gate shut, sealing it, and you're safe for now. But the Horde's behavior is very strange. One and all, so they all stop suddenly. They're pushing at it kind of like erratically, and then they all stop, and they're just looking at you. And then suddenly, all at once, they begin to push together. The gate groans, and it quickly becomes apparent that they are going to be able to push this barricade down soon.
Molotov cocktail time.
I thought you made a torch.
No, I just took the ingredients. I never like used the alcohol. It's still in the container.
Okay, roll me a prowess crafting then.
All right, let's go.
Difficulty 1.
All right, I actually don't have any crafting skills, so I'm just gonna have to use my
Drama.
my drama. I'm gonna have to drama this up. So does that mean I can hit 5 here or 6?
6.
Okay. Well, in that case, it doesn't make a difference. So well, drama gives an extra dice, so I guess that makes sense. It was what, prowess?
Yeah.
Well, there we are. 0.
Okay, yeah, your hands are fumbling with this cocktail, and you actually drop the alcohol on the ground, and the bottle shatters.
Oh, amateur.
Well, never mind.
It's almost as if these infected are like working in this strange synchronization as they all lean back and then shove their shoulders against it, and then lean back and shove their shoulders against the gate together again.
Yeah, I think that's our cue to run.
I can't imagine we're standing here like watching it go down. Like we all like watch Jessica yell out Molotov cocktail, and then it like slips out of her hand and drops. It's like that second of like stopping, and then we just start running again.
Okay, body athletics again. This time difficulty 2.
Whoo, just barely made it. 2.
I lay down and die. Oh, same with Lawrence. Yeah, you guys just like curl up on the ground. And it's not going to be that.
Can I aid him again, or is that not?
Well, what this is not going to be whether or not you can keep up and keep running. It's going to be since you guys failed, you're both going to take 2 points of damage from stumbling in the darkness. Your feet slamming into like railroad, like not railroad ties, like the subway ties, or into walls or whatever. Like the darkness is just too much for you. And as you're keeping up and like stumbling past, I mean, like it's like running through the jungle, like blind, like you run into like branches and stuff. It's that.
Is this like Fate where you run out of light and then it starts filling up your wound? Or like however they've signified?
No. This is just something that I'm including because you're running through the dark without a torch.
I mean, as far as damage, like 2 more puts me maxed out on my first like tier. So I just don't know how that like does any damage I take apply to as wounds?
No, so listen. Once your first tier fills up, so once you fill up all of your injured slots, which you have equal to your body, you start taking wounded And then once wounded is filled, you start taking mauled. And then once mauled's filled, you take critical, and finally deadly, like overkill.
Got it.
So that's why you can one-shot people, is because you can, if you do enough damage, you'll go all the way through all of their wounds until you hit overkill and kill them immediately.
Well, that means I'm at 1 mauled then, which is not great. But I do have the flashlights. I don't know if that would help me at all.
Yeah. This is mostly me just narrating your guys' failed body athletics. So, yeah, you can flick
Fair
on the
enough.
light and sure and help yourself, I guess.
I always see this
Just
in real time.
kill us sooner.
Broke my foot on.
Yeah, as you guys are running, though, you eventually reach the next station. And like a while down the tunnel, you hear the door behind you break, and the infected start to flood into the subway. But you manage to stay ahead of them and outpace them, and you reach the next subway station fairly quickly. And as you guys pull yourselves up onto the ramp, so basically sitting in the center of the subway is the train still, so you can't go any further down the tracks. So as you guys come up, climbing up out of this pit that you've been running along, roll me reason perception. Yeah, difficulty 1. This is very hard to recognize. Okay, you recognize that the station that you've come up into is Times Square Station. You hear shouts, though, of normal people yelling and the sound of stomping boots, as there appears to be some sort of a contingency moving through this station with you.
We made it.
Should we start yelling for help?
I mean, so we're like blocked in here, or can we not go out the exit?
Yeah, you guys can exit up onto Times Square.
That's where we want to go, right? Or am I crazy?
Wasn't Times Square the worst place to be?
Oh, yeah, it was.
I thought Central Park was where we wanted to be, not Times Square. If I remember correctly, Times Square was like fucking Shitsville, like ground zero. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to make the train work.
Can we just climb in the train and navigate through it?
Do you want to do that with hundreds of horde infected coming behind you? I mean, you can if you want to.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a horde can only fit in single file in the train.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna figure out how to pilot this fucking train and just run them all over.
Have you ever seen what happens when a train runs something, like a subway train runs something?
A body? Yeah, fucks them up.
And it also derails the train.
Nah, okay, dude. No way. A subway train? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I guess you wouldn't know this technically. Okay. Yeah, you guys climb up onto the you try and pry the doors open, but they're sealed. You're gonna have to do some force to get them open.
Can I try to peek up stealthily up the stairs to see if I can see what's going on in Times Square?
I mean, you're not in Times Square yet. You're still down in the station. But like, if you look up, you would see a group of military armored soldiers running past you.
Well, that looks promising.
Like people. They're not like zombie people.
People.
I'll kind of shout whisper down. I'm like, guys, there's soldiers up here. We should go up here.
Do they have flamethrowers?
Unknown, but they're soldiers and they're human people.
I mean, Jessica, train idea, great and all. And I know that if anyone in this group could have done it, it would have been you. But maybe we just go upstairs.
When we all die, I'm going to tell you I told you so. That'll be the last words you ever hear me say.
What is it with you in subways? Just love it down here.
I know them. All right. I trust the subway.
I mean, I fully believe that the subway idea is a good idea, but let's go upstairs to the army men.
Why not?
You guys are going up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you guys sprint up the steps, and the soldiers immediately whirl on you, raising M16s and other assault rifles on you.
Not infected, not infected.
And they kind of like stop and like lower their weapons, and they look behind you. You just come from the subway.
Lots of infected behind us. Fucking lots.
And they start to like curse and look at each other. Okay, all right. And how close behind you are they?
Very. Like, why are we talking? Let's go.
And like several of them would usher to you. You see a couple of them kind of like reach into like their side bags and they start pulling out grenades. And they kind of start like popping them and like throwing them down into the subway, trying to collapse it maybe to stop them from getting through.
Sounds a bit loud, but all right.
Yeah, so like 3 grenades quickly are tossed down into the subway, and then they run after you up into Times Square. These people are, you can see they have the CDC like over their chest, and they kind of like look at you. Well, what happened? Where were you guys coming from?
Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. We were at the Blue Phoenix bar. Everything went to shit. Found a police barricade. We were trying to go to the CDC. We were ambushed, forced away down into the subway, and here we are.
He just shakes his head. One hell of a night, right?
Could say that.
Well, we've set up an extraction zone. We managed to clear out what we can up here. We're just a patrol coming down here. Helicopter should be coming in soon. Hopefully picking us all up, getting us out of here.
That is the exact kind of news I wanted to hear. You hear that, Lawrence? Looks like you're going to be buying that shot not too long. As I look at, I imagine Lawrence and Jessica are both kind of like pretty injured now, so I'm just trying to kid around and hopefully alleviate the impending doom.
Yeah, I'm real fucked up. I'm like one into mauled, so I'm like, it's like a bloody smile, I imagine.
Don't we have like a health pack or something, or a first aid kit? Sorry.
Yeah, you'd have to sit down though and like stop what you're doing to use it. But
oh fuck yeah, the helicopter's coming. Let's get some first aid on these two guys.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, so I think it just repairs a certain amount of wounds. They don't explain how they work, which is kind of crappy.
Full heal and no check needed. That's for sure what happens.
Yeah, you're pushing your luck. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it doesn't really explain how it's supposed to work. So let's just say it removes 1 of your highest injury. So you're back down from mauled to wounded then.
Okay.
Yeah, they quickly lead you to like a hastily set up command zone in a way. They have soldiers who have set up a perimeter around, that central piece of Times Square. And they are clearing out the place, getting ready to be picked up. The soldier walking next to you just kind of shakes his head. Yeah, it's been a nightmare. We got pushed out of Central Park, actually. Everything from the north came crashing down on us all at once, like they were some sort of army, like they were disciplined. I don't even know how to explain it. Regardless, the Northern Command was overrun quickly. We got pushed down here. least ideal place to be. And he kind of looks around. You see bodies strewn all over the place. Kind of, this is the heart of Manhattan, the very center of Manhattan. But we're making do. It's the best we got. Open enough space for a helicopter to come in. Doing what we can.
Whew. I hope the helicopter hurries up.
Tell me about it. They've been coming in steadily, one every 20, 30 minutes or so, picking up about 10 people at a time.
Is this happening elsewhere? Like, is anywhere safe? Is this like strictly New York City?
As far as I'm aware, it's happening everywhere. And he kind of just like fumbles with like his like phone or whatever and pulls it out and shows it to you. And you see a live streaming video of like Hong Kong and just like the insanity that's going on there. You see the same people screaming and running and just insanity, just nastiness. And then something changes on the screen. A figure, a huge figure, maybe 40, 50 feet tall, completely black as night, skin covered in strange white symbols. These black, strange looking wings on its back appears in the center of Hong Kong. You see how everything just kind of stops. People are looking at this thing in fear and surprise. This isn't like anything you've ever seen before. And then everything just goes white. You see for the briefest moment, something comes in from the top of the screen, pointed. And then everything just goes white, and the camera feed ends. And he's just like, he's not looking at it, he's just showing it to you. Yeah, this is live out of Hong Kong. I don't even know what to say. This is insane.
So like, where are the helicopters going? Like, what? It's kind of trail off.
Well, we're just trying to get as far away from civilization as possible. Currently, they're just dropping them off up north, getting them onto ships if they can. We've got some ships out in the sea on the bay, but get as far away from civilization as possible.
How long until the next one's here?
Kind of like looks at his watch, turning it the inside of his wrist towards his face. 6, 7 minutes, maybe.
It's like 1 billion combat rounds.
Exactly.
Well, other than wait, do we see the stereotypical heavy machine gun mounted somewhere, perfectly set up for this?
Yeah, they've set up a couple of machine guns, but everybody here has an assault rifle too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna plant myself near that mounted gun. Just having a feeling that it'll come in handy.
Yeah, Thomas is gonna find like an area to lay down for a bit, just catch his breath.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down somewhere and just try taking the situation. I have my gun in my lap. I put a fresh magazine in, so I have a fully loaded one when I need it.
That's Jessica for smoke. It looks like we celebrated a little bit too early, eh? It's the fucking end of the world.
Yeah. And she just hands you the whole pack.
Hell of a time to quit. He lights one and
I just don't see the point. We're all probably gonna die.
hey, I'll get you out of here. Gotten you out of worse situations. Well, maybe not worse, but gotten you out of situations.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think we should have taken the train.
The train was a good idea. I'm not gonna lie to you, but now we got a helicopter coming. We know what's
How
going
many people are here in this whole thing? Area?
Like 100 maybe.
on.
About 80 of which are soldiers.
So wait, we're not
okay.
even in line?
What
Okay.
would you like to be evacuated?
Yeah, are we like the next people on the helicopter, or are we gonna be waiting here all day?
Probably the next helicopter, yeah.
All right. Well,
Maybe. There's a chance.
yeah, we are getting out of here. I'm gonna look at everybody. We've come this far. No one give up hope.
Is there any sort of like persuade roll I can do to like make sure we get on this first helicopter?
You're pretty much guaranteed a spot on this first helicopter that comes in. As you're standing there waiting, the light of the moon shines down on the city of Manhattan. The streets are devoid of the living. It is now a dead city. And as you're standing there, just tensely waiting for what is to come, all of your phones vibrate at once. And as you pull them from your pockets and look at them, you're strange to see. It surprises you to see a text message from a number you don't know. And it just simply says, "Even death may die." All of you get the same text message. Before you have a chance to think this over, the loud whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of an approaching helicopter reaches your ears. You look up to see it come over the top of the buildings, gently moving down towards you. Before you have a chance to feel any hope, to think, your phones emit a short burst of static, which is echoed in all of the loudspeakers around you, on all of the phones, on all of the TV screens of Times Square. The phone shuts down immediately. Moments later, the lights shut down, the speakers shut down, and to your horror, the helicopter shuts down. It slowly begins to fall from the sky. The rotor blades slam into trees and scythe through the front line of a barricade, decapitating and maiming the guards standing there. In the distance, you hear the familiar shrieks of the infected. On some level, you know their name now. You feel it deep down. You know what the message was meant to say. He is coming. Suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, a creature, 30, 40 feet tall maybe, body black and indistinguishable, white strange symbols passing over it, appears in the middle of the small island of defense you formed. The creature looks at all of you, at the soldiers who turn and start opening fire, doing nothing to it, everyone emptying their clips into it before they run out of ammo. The creature, its dark skin, black as the shard that rests in the center of Times Square behind you, slowly turns, surveying all of you standing there. 6 massive wings ring and writhe and shift on its back, catching the light of the moon. He slowly turns, looking down at you. Someone, a soldier next to you, just whispers, "Why? Why is all this happening?" The creature turns and looks at the man, fixes him in its gaze, and replies, "Because I have the right to judge by the only standard that matters, that of God, not the faded memories of your kind's past, not the broken corpses of Yahweh. Mother has judged you, and she finds you wanting." The creature raises a hand, and blue fire gathers in its palm, washing away the world in light. Tell me, what does it feel like to die?
I'm assuming not pleasant. I just imagine it's like feels like with the blue light or whatever just like burns away like just like every layer of our skin and our nerves, and like you just feel all of it until there's finally nothingness.
What are you thinking?
Thinking that I should have shot myself when I had the chance.
Jack? Jessica?
Jax felt the heat of fire many times before. He's been badly burned. He listens to what this creature says about God. And it sounds like all bullshit to him. But as he's sitting there just completely helpless and failing his friends, he's just wondering what he could have done better throughout his entire life to not have ended up here. And he doesn't yell when he gets burned. He just kind of accepts it as it washes him away.
As he hears by his side a woman screaming, "I told you! I told you!" as she shrieks in horror and pain as her beautiful face is burned off of her fucking body and her hair just eviscerates and you smell the fumes of skin burning and flesh and muscle as this stunningly appearance woman is just completely fucking destroyed. Thanks, Jack.
Corey's a dick. All right, going on to Jose. What is Thomas feeling? What are his thoughts? Any regrets?
I'm pretty sure he has plenty of regrets, but at the moment he's just pretty much screaming agonizing pain as his flesh is pretty much like melting, and he's probably just like having flashbacks of them younger, doing things as he's there, dying.
And you're burned away, unconsciousness taking you. You feel yourselves falling now. Remember the drink in your hand, the laughter at the bar. But this time, things feel different. This time you feel like you have a choice. That death isn't the end, only a new beginning. And that you've slept too long. Jack, your eyes focus in. Become aware of the world around you. You become aware of the aches and pains of your body. You become aware of yourself. The clothing on your body is worn and threadbare. Your hair is ragged, dirty, and tangled. and you realize that you've made a choice. You awaken to a world that you had forgotten. And as you look down at your body, at your hands and your feet, you realize that though you were dead, you are now very much alive. The buildings around you are dilapidated, broken, falling apart. What do you do upon realizing that you have returned from being dead?
Look around for my friends. Look around to see where I am.
You're in the burned out basement of a building. And on the ground before you is another person. Their body broken, dead, blood covering your hands and your face. Your friends are nowhere to be seen.
Just drop down to my knees and dramatically yell out, "Why?"
Somehow, instinctively, you know that you've been dead as it was for 70 years. And you feel that something has changed within you. The world around you seems different. And a single word comes to your head, unbidden. Emissary. And somehow you know that's what you are. You feel just outside your reach some sort of a power that you didn't know was there before. But it feels inherently wrong. Something in your mind whispers, finally awake, eh? And that is where we'll end the session. So, basically, the way this session is designed to play out, it's designed to turn you into this thing called an emissary, which is like this creature that somebody who died and then wills himself back to life, almost in a way, which is interesting. But anyways, that was Sins, the playtest. That was the pre-written adventure. What did y'all think?
Pretty nuts, man. Definitely a lot of fun, but it was crazy.
Yeah, it's good. Like I said, I like to dig into the system more. Like it seems like I think Corey said like if you don't have like 2 ranks in a skill, like you're pretty much like guaranteed to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, obviously like roles can matter, but like it seems like I feel like a lot of the things I was best at as a character didn't come up in this. Like I know, like I never used passion for anything. I never used conviction. And I mean, I know it's just a playtest, and like I feel like the booklet didn't explain like the skills were, what the attributes meant, and they weren't like super obvious for. I mean, some of them were like athletics or whatever, but like I don't know like what prowess is or panache, like But
yeah, I think the way the pre-written adventure was designed, it did a good job of letting you like try to make skill checks and like learn how to use the dice, but I don't feel like it really allowed you to test all of your skills. Like it was just mostly just like athletics and running, which like some people were good at and some people weren't.
Yeah, like Lawrence was bad at athletics, and like my body was shit. And I feel like the 2 skills we used were like perception and athletics the entire time, and like shooting and stuff. And I know it's like the intro adventures. I don't expect it to be like a comprehensive breakdown and every skill to be useful at all times, obviously. But like I said, I don't think it's necessarily digging into the system. It's just I'm curious to see more of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that this system is very much so designed for the long-term game rather than a one-shot, from what I've seen of it, at least. Which is interesting. Anyways, other thoughts? What do other people think?
I mean, it kind of feels like just a more convoluted version of Fate. Honestly, you roll a pool. It's usually around 4 dice, and then you either have your success or you don't. But you could just use fudge dice and then not even have less to worry about. Just always roll the same things. But yeah, the big thing is really just if you have 1 rank or no ranks, don't even bother. It's not gonna happen. Because even though you're rolling maybe 4 or 5 dice, it's just the odds are so far stacked against you. So I'm not sure.
No, I agree. I can definitely see some fate in this, but at the same time, I think that there's more potential here for it to go campaign wise. Fate is definitely, I feel like it's definitely more geared towards the one shot. Make a character for a certain setting or whatever, and then just play it for a one shot because there's not really much progression in it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for accelerated. I don't really know a lot about Fate Core, but I know that there's more specific skills and stuff when it comes to that.
I agree. I don't know much about Fate Core either, just accelerated. But yeah, no, I can see where you're coming from.
The big thing I think is there was lots of, the whole weirdness with how wounds work and everything. The thing is just lots of +1s, -1s, lower the DC by 1. It was, I don't know, kind of all over. I feel like it just could be simpler, but that's just because I kind of tend more towards making things simpler.
Yeah, no, I can see that definitely.
Yeah, it does seem like it was not necessarily all over the place, but it was stuff like your difficulty would go up, or you get an extra die, or I felt like it wasn't necessarily all the bonuses were kind of the same. I feel like it was kind of different systems at play. I feel like it's something like if it's to use 5e example, I feel like a lot of the stuff and that's just it's advantage or disadvantage. I feel like here it's kind of like a grab bag.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
What about you, Chris and Jose? What do you guys think?
Well, coming from what was it, the 5-page rule pre-test, I'm not even going to pretend like I understood the full game, so it's kind of hard to come on an opinion when we don't really know if we were even fully playing right. Exploding dice is fun. The setting at least seemed cool, so from what I could judge on, it seemed all right. I'd be interested in seeing the fully fleshed out rules and actually understanding fully how everything worked. Yeah, I don't really know. I feel like what I played and what I know, it's kind of hard to judge it. Character sheet seemed easy enough, but at the same time, it constantly felt like I was looking to okay, I roll 4 dice and then add 1, and then I have to check down and see what my target number is. And sometimes that target number is not the same. I'm sure when you're familiar with the system, it's probably a little bit more intuitive, but I felt like it was just a lot of constant looking here, looking there, then realizing I was wrong, and then forgetting what I originally had, and then having to look back up, and then finally rolling my dice, and then. But other than that, exploding dice is fun. Setting's cool. That's basically all I can have a grasp at, right? So, seemed all right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I think also some of the issue might have been just my GMing style. I'm definitely more of a sandboxy GM. I don't really run pre-made adventures the way that I feel like they should be. So I feel like some of it might be that too, is that I just don't really know how to handle the fact that it kind of railroads you guys into making decisions. Quite literally, with the whole, you have to kind of end up in Times Square for that ending that the story's supposed to have. I don't know.
Yeah, modules are different for sure.
There is one kind of weird thing I was thinking about as far as combat goes and how you react to being attacked. It's you either sacrifice your action to defend yourself, or just like get wrecked so you can do something, which like feels bad. At least like if I, like it feels bad. Just have to, all right, I stand there and get walloped on so that I can do something else.
I didn't necessarily mind the combat though, because like you can just choose to attack back, and then if you succeed, don't you just land the attack instead of them? Which is basically like having a turn.
Yeah.
Only you have your turn out of turn.
Yeah, but you are like locked into whatever it is that like tagged you.
Yeah, it's true.
But
No,
I guess I get the reason.
I can see where the issues begin there. I haven't read the chapter on combat in the book yet, just because I didn't have time to. I only read like the simplified version inside of the playtest, so I think they maybe might have changed some things. I know the combat as like an idea still kind of stays the same, but maybe they added more maneuvers you could do in combat rather than just like either get hit back, or evade. And I think taking the evade like is kind of really pointless unless they're using ranged weapons against you. Because I mean, like why would you evade a close combat roll if you can attack them back?
Yeah, I have a strong feeling that like we probably messed up a couple things. So like maybe the jankiness is coming from our misplays.
No, I definitely think it probably is.
I
think
do
just
like
need
that.
more reading.
I do like that movement is just like hella ambiguous. It's like you just move wherever you want. Like makes that a little simpler, and there's no like opportunity attack shoved in there, so you can like move around wherever you want to.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like because every single like round takes place over the course of 8 seconds for this for some reason. So like I think it's just like however far you can move in 8 seconds is like what makes sense.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I have to agree with them. If you have like one rank or no rank, it's like a pain in the ass. But and the one thing was a little we were getting used to. But other than that, I thought it was alright. I liked the setting. It was fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think that and I also think that like the not being able to do anything if you don't have a rank in it. I think maybe I just didn't understand that either. Like maybe like there is some sort of a way that like if you don't have a rank in something that like I don't know, maybe it is you just lose the extra dice for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure in the full rules they explain, because like in the playtest they straight up don't explain that, which is kind of weird because everybody has skills that you don't have ranks in. Especially like somebody like didn't have stealth, which I feel like I can't imagine that not being addressed, like because obviously you're going to use it at some point in the adventure, but I'm sure like in the actual full rules like there's explanations of all that stuff that like we didn't know.
Yeah, I'm actually looking up ranks right now to see if I can get some sort of an explanation on how that works.
But I mean, I had fun playing the game, so that was the important thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Dude, I couldn't imagine what it'd be like playing a character with like a 2 or 3 body and like 1 rank and like the fighting and marksman. That'd be hella bad.
So welcome to Lawrence. That was me.
Is that where his stats are? He has like 1 rank in those.
I have 2 body, 1 athletics, 1 fight, 1 marksman.
What's your prowess? Is 3?
My prowess is 4, so my prowess is good.
Yeah, so at least you could kind of shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shooting was definitely way better. But still, I still had to hit a 6. And like my other 4, like for my passion was 4, and I don't know what you use passion for.
I don't know.
I guess that's why you use the panache to calm the cop down. I don't know. Like
No, passion
I'm
is
sure
kind of
like
charisma.
And again, like
Think of passion as charisma.
Okay.
It's like being charismatic in a situation to try and talk your way out of things, etc.
And yeah, I think it comes down to like, playing in a one-shot versus a campaign. Like obviously in a one-shot, not everything is going to come up. And I feel like one-shots tend to skew more towards like fighty sort of stuff.
Do you know what I just realized? One thing that they didn't include in the drama for this that you guys probably could have done that would make sense why you could not have a rank in something and still succeed. There's a thing you can do for drama called saving face, I believe is what it's called. And it just lets you instantly get a success on something you failed. Yeah, so they can spend 1 focus for each point. Oh, that's spending focus, not drama, though. And focus isn't even a part of the playtest. So
yeah, I also had a fate point on my thing, which I didn't even really
Guys.
noticed until now.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I have one fate.
Yeah. So one thing that I would say probably about this playtest is that they need to go into detail about all the things you're going to need to know. Like, because like wounds weren't covered on here. They didn't cover like fate or like different things you can do with you're not destiny. What is it called? Drama points. I just think that they need to include basically all of those like need to know rules in here to explain how those things work.
For sure. Either way, though, still an entertaining game. Be interested to see it when it's finished.
It is finished.
Oh, really? It's fully out?
Yeah. I mean, here's the book.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Yeah, and you can actually, it's available to order now from the website too.
Well,
No, what I think is I think just they never went back and revamped the playtest with all the changed rules.
Oh, see, I thought you were still under the Kickstarter, and this is like a pre thing that they sent out.
No. This was I wanted to run like a game, and they had like this like playtest game.
Gotcha.
So I was like, yeah, let's run this.
That makes sense now. I'm on the same page.
But anyways, I'm gonna close this out. Basically, I think the game is good and has a lot of potential. I just think that I need to understand the rules more. I've never played such a crunchy system. Like D&D is fairly crunchy, but I mean I've been playing D&D like it's my first RPG, so I've been playing that for years. So like I understand all the intricacies of that. I think I just need to read it more. But yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. I think it'd be a really good campaign game. There's a lot of potential there in my opinion. So yeah. I'm DM Ty. This is my channel, On a Roll, ROLE, and hope you find yourselves in your games on a roll.